No BS on the game. Billy and Sarian back in the saddle again. Nothing better than talking sports with you on the game. And when it happens to be in a Packers game week, it means that we have finally arrived.
You made it
into football season. Welcome aboard. Welcome in. Welcome one and all. That is Armin Sarian. I'm Billy Schmidt. Dave Gasper on the other side. That's who you talk to on the NicolaLaw.com talk line. You can also text us 877-794-1973. We love when you interact with us all day long on the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. Already people interacting on our fantasy football conversation.
And some great ones already.
I think anybody cares about this. It's just big business. That's why you guys talk about it. I would tend to disagree.
It is big business.
It is big business. There's a reason why ESPN wanted to buy NFL.com's fantasy football side,
right?
Because of how many people watch it. It's a way of interacting with the league, and one of the reasons why, I'm not going to say it's the biggest reason why. I'm not going to say it's in the top 5 reasons why. It is the most popular sport in America because of the ability to have everybody have a vested interest in any single game. So I'm fired up for Thursday night's game. A lot of people wouldn't have had a very much vested interest in Eagles and Cowboys. Potawatomi Sportsbook and a parlay of the day on Thursday might have you a little bit vested interest. Same on Friday, Chiefs and Chargers. As we go back to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Football season's here. Now, last night, football season happened this week in college football. A guy that you've been used to seeing in the pro games for the last 3 decades. My entire life, I've watched Bill Belichick patrol sidelines, all of which for the New England Patriots.
Dominant, too. I mean, you've seen nothing but greatness, really, in terms of results.
Yeah, outside of one
demeanor, all that.
Pollard-induced Matt Castle season.
Yeah.
And the second of Mac Jones's seasons. All I've watched is Bill Belichick win.
Actually, they did pretty good with Matt Castle.
I think they went like 9-7.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just missed the playoffs.
And you're right. All we've done is seen him win, and not only win with a demeanor and a stateliness and a focus and a
steadiness,
a measure of steadiness, and a measure of no nonsense business, draconian. We're going to work. We're going to get a win, and we're moving on. That's just what you saw from Belichick all the time.
Yeah. Instead, last night you saw something that you've never seen a team that he has coached do, and that was give up 48 points.
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely.
For the first time in his coaching career,
dump truck.
His head coaching career, gave up 48 points to TCU.
I'm not. Yeah,
their social media department, their admin of their X account. There you go, bosses. Congratulations to our main boss here at iHeartMedia. Announced some contract extensions for the people way up top. The suit's way up top.
Let's go.
They want to start calling it X. The X admin for TCU. X marks the spot. I mean, he was target practicing, making fun of that UNC team as Bill Belichick in his college football debut last night just gets absolutely blasted at home.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jay was in the crowd. The entire college game day staff went to go do the pregame and halftime for a Monday night game on Labor Day just to watch them get absolutely blasted. That was a tough deal. I don't know how long MJ stayed. I don't know if he stayed long enough to see the
carnage.
It appeared. Well, I'm talking the gender reveal set for the press conference that they did after the game with all the blue and white balloons.
Yeah.
Jordan might want to go back to the drawing board. We got to work on some things. We got to work on some things outside of just the football team because the football team might not be able to do a whole lot there.
And TC,
that was tough last night, but it was very interesting to watch.
To your point, there are a lot of interesting parts about it. To your point with the TCU social media team, like, I don't know what kind of team it is, if it's an admin with some student interns or whatever it is. These kids know how to cook now. And there's no doubt on the group text, they're like, all right, everybody, we're cooking. Everything we planned this whole week, we're just unleashing it. Okay. Unleash everything.
Those drafts were stacked up.
And I always say, you got to take the chance because we don't know. TCU's got a tough enough schedule. We don't know what's going to happen to them, so you got to take your chance to get them when you can get them. And they're making some moves. And yeah, Billy, I don't want to say that. Listen, a lot of people want to go here with Belichick. Let's just go here. A lot of people want to go here. I don't want to say his recent relationship is like correlation equals causation with the turning point and what his coaching results are.
Mm-hmm.
But people are going to go there. People are going to go there. That's going to be part of the process. There's been a lot of talk about Belichick, not about football, the last 12 months, 14 months. And the reality is, I think he's got to start winning some games to kind of, I don't want to say save his legacy, but a lot of people are going to just remember the end when it comes to Belichick. when it comes to the off the field and now the on the field. If he starts losing all these games and getting embarrassed on the field, look, it's just week 1. We don't know what's going to happen. He might come out and have a good team this year. He might start winning, but they got dump trucked. And we're not used to seeing a lot of things from Bill Belichick. And one is the conduct on off the field. We're not used to seeing him as a mermaid on Instagram and lose by 40.
Yeah, that's very true.
You got to at least win because that can erase the memory of all that stuff.
They go to Jerry Richardson Stadium and take on the 49ers of the University of Charlotte this weekend.
It's ironic.
As 16.5-point favorite. It's Jerry Richardson would be a big fan of Bill Belichick.
He's jealous of Bill. He's jealous of Bill.
He would be a big fan of Bill Belichick at this moment.
This is what he wanted to be, Jerry Richardson, right? I mean, let's be honest.
He might have endorsed what was going on here. But they're 16.5-point favorites.
So they got to win that game now.
They need to win that game in impressive fashion.
Win big.
I'll be watching. Not only as somebody that early in the season did take them over 7.5 win total last night, made me realize we might be able to rip that ticket up pretty early. That might be gone. However,
keep it. Hold on to it. You never know, Billy.
It's a long season.
Yeah,
and we're going to talk about the long college football season in about an hour and 35 minutes from right now when Billy Edwards Jr. joins the radio show, 11 o'clock. Obviously, not the start to his Camp Randall campaign that he was hoping to be able to have an author in the third series when he goes down on Thursday night. However, we know more. We know some optimism for Billy. We know that there should be a light at the end of the injury tunnel. Excited to be able to talk to him about that, as well as how quickly you can flip your thought process from I am the leader of the football team. I'm a captain in my first game, and people are expecting me to be one of the reasons why this offense goes.
Be a leader, be the guy.
To quickly change to coach on the sideline, cheerleader, supporter. Also, this sucks, right? Like what you're going mentally and how you're in that headspace to be able to flip on a dime, Armin. I think a lot of people were very impressed with Billy's maturity when he was on the radio show last week. Excited to hear him coming up this week because, listen, we're not breaking any news here on this standpoint. That's a brutal start in when you're thinking of all of the ways and all of the dreams and visions that you manifest for your first day as the quarterback for the Badgers. That's brutal. However, looks like we're going to get a clean slate coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited to be able to hear how his mentals are in this moment, while also, how do you now approach it? Because you can potentially be back at any moment within a week-to-week situation with a little bit of a knee sprain. So I'm excited to hear how he's focusing while also working on the craft and the task at hand.
Yeah, absolutely, Billy. I'm looking forward to talking to him too. I think you might be able to say, looking back at the end of the season, that his finest hour was that, the way he was leading that team, the way he was present for the team, the way he made sure to keep those guys up. Because remember, it was a close game. You're talking about
3-0.
a 3-0 game in that situation. Had to make sure the boys stayed focused, and they did, to go get the 1-0 win. And whatever happened week 1, it was still a win. A 1-0 week 1, so that's the important thing. So it's going to be really interesting to talk to Billy.
Now, we are also going to talk to our friend Tim Allen coming up in about 8 minutes from right now. You talked to Tim after the game yesterday. Tough one. I have a stat here from Jeff Kerr, who writes for CBS Sports and is a big Phillies fan. Big Phillies guy.
Okay, all right. There's a lot of them out there, as you know, Billy.
The Brewers had won 47 consecutive games in which they were up by 4+ runs. That streak was snapped on Monday by the Philadelphia Phillies.
Wow, I would have thought we had lost one.
That sounds like a real stat for somebody that's covered the team every single day. The only other one I can remember this calendar year was in Arizona in the first month of the season.
Right.
But that was also 4 runs in the 9th inning that they left.
It's been a long time since I've had something like that, because when they get leads, they keep them, because their bullpen has just been that good. They've had so many games where they've been down by 4 runs, they've been down by multiple runs, and come back and win.
Yeah.
They've had that great stretch lately, but you haven't seen really anywhere they're up big and the bullpen just absolutely blows it. But when you're at the end of 19 games in 18 days, it's not entirely all that surprising either. And also, when you lose one of your top relievers saying, I felt a pop in my elbow, that's never a good sign.
Never good at all. I think
that's
the other
injury to insult.
Yeah.
The other reason I think it sounds like it might is because the Arizona series, the Brewers did give up leads. but came back to, found a way to win.
Mhm.
So when they still won those games, even though the lead was initially given up. And it looked like they had a chance to do the same thing yesterday. I was getting, deja vu vibes when Isaac Collins hit that single and, tied it up. So I was like, all right, we're back. We're going to have the bottom half. Let's go. Now we eat. Now we go. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out
As
that way.
the leader of the Nick Mears as an all-star candidacy, how do you feel here as we wake up on September 2nd?
Well, a tough one. A little bit of a tough stretch. He's been asked to do a lot in high leverage. It's not an excuse, but the reality is he's had a little bit of a dip in performance here, no doubt about it. ERA's up to 340, I think. And that's always a tough thing for a reliever because to analyze performance based on just those numbers because, obviously you're talking about,
the most important number for him is the amount of inherited runners that have not scored against him.
Yeah.
But in 2 of his last 3 outings, there's been a key hit that has ultimately broken the back of the team.
Unfortunately. And I still believe in his ability, talent in high leverage, but this whole bullpen has been run ragged, overworked. And I think you're seeing some of the results of that. 5th blown save. They give blown saves out to any reliever that doesn't hold the lead. That's another tough stat as well, but not great yesterday. Although, Real Muto did go around, but we're not talking about that.
That was clear.
Yeah,
that was as clear as day.
I don't want to blame it on that. It's just the reality of it.
No, however, I was in the midst of some travel back and forth at the moment, so I was listening to the game on the radio, and I thought it was just perfectly put by Lane Grindle. You can't not talk about it.
It was a big factor in the game.
It completely flips the complexion of the 9th inning, and then ultimately you're unable to get and make the next pitch. And I think that's where, for a young player like Uribe, maybe not the worst thing, especially if you're able to bounce back from him. I want to talk about it with Timmy because he is going to be thrust into this role now with Trevor McGill likely out for the next few weeks. Optimistically, the next few weeks, hopefully back by the postseason. Uribe's your closer, and you're going to be playing teams like the Philadelphia Phillies if you want to get all the way home. And as much as the Brewers are going to peck and poke and continue to fight and scrap, that Phillies offense is going to do the exact same thing.
The exact same thing, and they did it yesterday.
And they've got stars up and down that line.
Oh, it's a deadly lineup, and that's one thing you put your little spidey sense out for the playoffs. You think if you run into that team, it's a deadly lineup. They're very tough. We know how tough they are in Philly. Brewers have had success against them this year, but a team that can always be a threat. And, the offense, again, did a good job yesterday. You get the 4-0 lead. You're back. You tie it up again. You give your team 8 runs, but the Phillies were the ones pecking away that you just couldn't keep off the base paths and from crossing the plate. And that's just the way it was. And it wasn't really the Schwarber show. I mean, he was over. He had 3 Ks. It wasn't the Schwarber show, the guy everyone's been talking about. They just have so many guys.
To start that 9th inning, which was definitely a big start to it. No doubt about it. Leadoff walk in the 9th inning, something that I know Tim Allen always will be frustrated about. He joins us coming up on the other side. Talk about the Brewers. They went 9 of 10 in the 19 games in 18 days. All right, they did see their lead in the NL Central shrink from 8 games to 5.5. In all reality, a 5-game lead. They're up 5 in the loss column. Obviously, and we've talked about it ad nauseum. Cubs hold the tiebreaker. So however that plays out, we got 23 games to go, 24 for that team from the north side. Are you getting nervous? Or are you feeling as optimistic as you have all year long with this group? We'll ask Tim Allen and everybody else on the other side. 877-794-1973. He's Armin Sarian. I'm Billy Schmidt. You're on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line at 877-794-1973. It's a Dave Gasper production. It's no BS on the game.
Green Bay football fans, the party starts 3.5 hours before every home game at the Resch Expo Plaza Pit Stop with iHeartMedia. Free to the public, no ticket required. Enjoy food, drinks, live bands, and special features like the Bloody Mary Bar, Cheap Shots Bar, the Tipsy Tapper Beer Trailer, sampling stations, and more. Located right across from Lambeau Field in front of the Resch Expo. The Plaza Pit Stop is your game day party headquarters all season long.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at WishFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the WishFest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and rewards member to play.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
What's up? It's Russell Nicolay with Nicolay Law. You're listening to 97.3 The Game, the #1 sports talk station in Milwaukee. For award-winning injury lawyers when you're injured, you call Nicolay Law or visit us at nicolaylaw.com. Get the beard, get the win.
Save big money right now at Menards. From smoke and carbon monoxide detectors to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Smoke and carbon monoxide detectors are perfect for your living spaces, offering protection and peace of mind. Save big money on all Kidde products at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey sports fans, game day is calling, but what about your dog? Skip the guilt and score a win for your pup at Canine Resorts of Brookfield. While you're cheering in the stands or on the couch, your dog's living it up with playtime, pampering, and plenty of tail-wagging fun. From daycare to overnight stays, Canine Resorts of Brookfield treats your four-legged MVP like a champion. Visit canineresorts.com/Brookfield to learn more, because your dog deserves a weekend victory too. Canine Resorts of Brookfield, a 5-star experience where love and fun is included.
Hey, it's Brian Butch for Window Nation. Right now, this month, get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That's right. You can pay nothing until 2027. Here's the thing. You want to go to the hottest baseball team, the best baseball team in all of America? You can get 2 pair of tickets to an upcoming Milwaukee Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. So give them a call at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
This Labor Day, the Home Depot is here to help you prep for the season. So no matter what you're working on, you can get your backyard ready for all the fall festivities. Refresh your garden with savings on a wide selection of colorful mums. Liven up your outdoor space with vibrant string lights. And find the perfect grill for your backyard barbecues this season from our wide selection of grills under $300. Get your fall project started this Labor Day at the Home Depot.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch, because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 or in Mississippi.
It's coming. Sunburn Bowl 7. Zabe and the championship vacation team hit the road to the newly opened adults-only, all-inclusive Hyatt Vivid Grand Island Resort Cancun in February of 2026. Presented by Travel Leaders Discovery World and Fun Jet Vacations. It's Sunburn Bowl 7.
We're down here. We're going to party it up.
Call Travel Leaders Discovery today at 833-TL-TRIPS or go to thegameandstuff.com for more information.
No BS on the game welcomes in the franchise player every single day and means a lot more here. So 10-8 the final yesterday. Labor Day, this man labors and talks Brewers baseball with you. It has been a laborious stretch. 19 games in 18 days.
Sure.
Brewers finish at 9 wins to 10 losses. Their lead in the NL Central goes from 8 to 5.5 over the north side Chicago Cubs. As we start here on September 2nd, temperature check for our friend Tim Allen. Welcome in, brother. How you feeling, and how is your confidence level right now with 23 games to go? Because a lot has happened on the field as well as off the field, it feels like, over the last 3 or 4 days that we haven't talked.
7-10 since the winning streak ended.
Mm-hmm.
That is the concerning part, because we're not reacting necessarily over a tough series or tough game here and there. When we look at 7-10, that's a sub 500 team. That's going to let a 500 team get into the race with you for the 1 and 2 seed.
Fair.
That's what that does. So yeah, it's concerning, but the good part is the bigger sample size is their record and the streaks that they've been on. Guys, it's only going to take one streak to put a nail in the coffin of these races. It's just going to take one streak. Doesn't matter the opponent. You rattle off 5 or 6 in a row, this thing is over. It's that simple. Get out there, and I don't care how you win games. At this point, it doesn't matter, because I was texting with Hunter this morning. We both agree that it really doesn't matter the fashion in which you win right now.
Right.
Obviously, you want to play your game of baseball, a good brand of baseball, fundamentally sound baseball. I get all that. But you need to win before this thing really tightens up and really gets everyone concerned.
Well, and I'm glad you were texting with Hunter, and I'm glad that everybody is now texting everybody that they love the Brewers. Like over the weekend, we just randomly are getting group chats from everybody at the radio station. Like, I love this team, and I'm watching the game, and oh my God, they hit home runs. Like, it's awesome. Like, I love that we are at that point, Tim, where everybody feels the need to let us know that they're watching the Brewers.
Yeah, it's cool.
You get this. Well, and people are going to let you know way more than they're letting anybody else know. So when did that happen for you? Was it right around streak time? Is it now? Because this is when it feels like the casual will walk in and be like, holy cow, they've won 80 some games. They're this good. My sister went to the game last week. She asked me as the game started, who's good on the Brewers?
See?
So, like, to have people be excited about that,
brings
that's
us
what
together.
you want to have.
Winning streak.
When did it start for you?
Winning streak and the burgers. That's when I think collectively everybody knew, because there were these sideline stories, the human interest of it. You don't have to be a baseball fan to know that, hey, your team here in Wisconsin, if you're sitting in Eau Claire, your team in Wisconsin, did you realize they won 12 in a row and there's a deal for George Webb and all this? It got so much play that I think everyone said, holy crap, they are good. All right. So that's probably, to answer your question, that's probably when it all kicked in. But now you're right. You get the text messages, and I don't mind that, necessarily.
Yeah, necessarily.
But don't
Watch
be
is
upset
just
if I
buzzing off the hook yesterday.
bothers
We're watching
Billy.
the game. We're watching the game.
Yeah,
It's
don't be
awesome.
upset
We're
if I don't
watching the
text
game.
back, though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you do, which I appreciate.
So that's to my point is, because Armin's right. It does aggravate me, because then it feels like everybody has to be like, I also have to let the entire group chat know that I'm watching the Brewer
like the
game.
comment, which is a fault of mine.
I don't know why we're doing social capital on a text chain. I also think group chats are dumb, but I'm also 31 and probably the oldest millennial you'll ever see in your entire life. So that part of it, Timmy, is different, but you have a group that has galvanized a portion of the fan base, while also, I mean, man, they get Jackson Churio back this weekend, and
that was energy and electric.
To
That
ask,
was cool.
I asked you in the beginning of the year, right when you came back from spring training, is it too much to ask for this guy to just be as good as he was last year? Like, I don't know. I bank on it, and he was good. Did he have the 900 OPS he did for the last 2 months of the year last year? No. However, these last 3 games that he's walked into at the big league level, coming off missing a month with a hammy pull, he looks like the player that walked out of the postseason last year, who was one of the 5 most dangerous hitters in the game.
So if you want to find good news, it's easy to find with this organization. It is.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's one of them. And that's Jackson Churio for another almost decade. And that, look at this. Bryce Terang is amazing. Sal Frelick, dynamite. I mean, Caleb Durbin, the little mighty might. Contreras still. I could go on and on and on, guys. So if you're looking at that, of course, but Churio to come back, you could tell the electricity and energy. It's a great sign. But going back to the 7-10 mark since the streak ended, there were some games it might have been worse when you think about it.
Very true.
And
yes.
I don't mean to get super negative, but you come up with a couple of big wins in Toronto, couple of big wins at the front end of that Diamondback series. But if you look at the Diamondback wins, those two there, how did they do that? Well, they were up 6-0 in each of them and almost lost both of them.
And even a game like yesterday, the offense was there. So I think the positive is that they're still scoring a lot of runs.
Yes.
It's just that the pitching staff has had trouble maintaining leads and being as solid in that sense.
But one streak, guys, and they've had three of them. They've had three of them this year. Look, yesterday I was not a happy dude.
Oh no, you are not.
No,
I don't blame you. I think it's because KB, I'll just say it, talking about the group text, waving the Dewey defeats Truman in the third inning. Like a little bit early for the victory cigar.
I love
maybe that's the issue. I don't as opposed to Billy, I don't have a problem with people coming together and being excited about the Brewers and talking ball and friends talking.
I just don't want to be on your group chat.
And I love it. And I personally love it. So that's me. But the difference is I don't need you to start waving Dewey defeats Truman around in the third inning. Great start. And I love, you're right, Timmy. We needed to tack on runs, those type of things.
4 1/3 out of your starter, 4 1/3. Again, a short start. Then from the 5th on, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, the leadoff man was on every single inning. In all of those innings, the run production was a crooked number in every one of those innings except one.
Yeah. That's the toughest part.
That's just, yet you scored 8 runs. I'm gonna pile on like I did yesterday. You pile on. Why is Isaac Collins sitting? Let's put the nail in the coffin here. Play your best players right now. Why is Rhys Hoskins not on this baseball team, yet Anthony Siegler and Jake Bowers are on this team? Again, I could go on, but you're not in cruise control here, folks. They're not. There's too many games. We wish it were 13 left. Of course we do. But there's 23 left. You don't think the Cubs are feeling it? You don't think the Phillies are feeling it? The Dodgers are going to get on a little bit of a run here. This, in a weird way, it's frustrating, but in a weird way, it's fun too.
And the reality is, the best news for the Brewers probably is that they're off today. Like that's the best news. I mean, with the streak they were on, I understand your frustration about the lineups and what players are playing, but this was a brutal stretch, and you had to find creative ways to get guys a little bit of a blow here, a little bit, because you didn't want to run them totally ragged. Right,
Armin, again, it doesn't help when right at the front end of this massive 18-day and 19-game stretch, you come out and admit that one of your starters is going short today.
Now they've done it multiple times through the 19 games in 18 days.
I mean, again, I'm not saying I know more than Murph. You guys know that. And I've been yesterday I was saying, gosh, Blake Perkins, that's pretty tough. What does Blake Perkins do? Rock a 2-run double.
Rips it right away.
Yeah. Right. And I'm like, Murph, way to go, buddy. Nice call.
And I would say this too about, you talking about the Cubs feeling it a little bit. I think they are, because they came back from 6-1 yesterday.
Yep.
Other than that, they've had a lot of bad losses on this road trip. They lost to the Rockies. They dropped a couple of the Giants. So I get a little bit, maybe they're feeling it in terms of trying to, get a run going here. But I think they know they're a playoff team. I'm not really sure. The reality, if they're feeling it, but the reality is there's still a lot of good things going on right now. This is still an 85-win team on September 2nd.
Yeah.
Leading the NL and OBP, those type of things. But I do agree it's frustrating when you get the first two and then you can't get the sweep. You get the lead early on, you can't hold on. Those things are frustrating.
Armin, it's the ugly nature that you lost on Sunday in Toronto.
Correct.
It wasn't just the loss. I mean, fine. Play a crisp baseball game and lose. I get it, But the way you lost on Sunday,
it was a mess. I agree. It was
was messy.
Yeah.
Now, and that was mental messy, right?
Yep.
Then you turn around on Monday and it's physical messy because now you're walking guys, you're hitting batters, again, I mean, Aaron Ashby, for example, he was a man yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had to go through Schwarber and Harper in a really tight, high leverage situation. I look for this, watch for this. Aaron Ashby now is high leverage late in ball games.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the tweener anymore.
No, I think he might be your 8th inning guy, Tim.
I think so.
And egg on my face as I've made the joke of we're going to see Aaron Ashby in the postseason. Like by hell or high water, they're going to throw Aaron Ashby in the postseason. I hope they throw Aaron Ashby.
Now we do,
because it's quite necessary that he's
They're
pitching.
smarter than us.
Yeah,
yes.
way smarter than us. Okay, let's talk about the 9th inning, second ejection of the year for Pat Murphy. I think that's one of those moments where you can't tell me it didn't mean a ton for him. And you win one game in this next 2. This is also burying the lead. Brewers need one win to be able to lock up the season series against the Phillies. So as much as Philadelphia just wants to rip off the 4.5 games that the Brewers lead them by, they also know that they can pick up an additional half game in that chase for the 1 seed, Timmy, by sweeping this bad boy and it sit dead even, right? So at least they can eliminate that part of it. What did you think was the toughest part and the most distracting for Abner Uribe? The leadoff walk, which I know is maybe the thing that aggravates you the most, or the obvious miss on the 3-2 call on the check swing by Real Muto?
You can't let it snowball on you. And that's what Bill Schroeder on FanDuel Sports Network said it yesterday during the game. Now, he was referring to Mizorowski, how he loses control. And he said, well, you walked a man, but don't let it snowball on you. That's what happened with Uribe. Go right at them. They need just a little eye of the tiger right now. But that's, again, though, that's what we would want. Conviction, right? What they want is relentless nature. Woodpeckers, right? At some
consistency,
point, at some point, sometimes I would like to see that eye of the tiger and the conviction in it. Abner, your stuff is good, man. Go at these guys. Go get them. I'm not saying pepper a fastball down the middle on an 0-2 count.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go that far, but early in the count, you got to watch it with some of these teams. You go back and look at some of the game logs, guys. Look at the Diamondbacks series, look at the Toronto Blue Jays series, and look at yesterday. I think a little word's getting out on when you can ambush this Brewers team.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been doing it. Look at the first and second pitch swings for their opponents from a good offense. And I think we all agree Diamondbacks, Blue Jays, and Phillies are all a good offense.
Big time.
When they choose to ambush, when those teams choose to get on Brewers pitching, it happens in a hurry, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's where the advanced data and the analysis really matters when you get closer to the playoffs here. It's been happening to Mizorowski. It's on the Brewers now to adjust, and I expect their team to try and do that.
Armin, the pressure's on them. Slow it all down a little bit. They want to get and go, right? They need to get and go. Slow it all down, man. Call a timeout. Oh, this is the third pitch comm that doesn't work today. Sorry, it doesn't work. I can't hear it. Knock, knock, knock. Is the battery charged? Do that to them because the pressure's on them, not you, Brewers.
All right, bad job by the host to leave this till the end. We got 45 seconds before the hard out. Butch was called an idiot was calling Zabe an idiot for thinking Mizorowski has to go to the bullpen at some particular point in time. I think that's the only way he can pitch in the postseason. Your best 30 seconds on Mizorowski to the bullpen.
What I do with him, I'd line it up where he's that middle guy. You take a shot at him in the 4th, 5th, 6th.
Right after a Quintana or a DL Hall?
Maybe.
Man, Quintana, that would be a hell of a counter. When you're talking about it's 91 mile an hour fastball coming in and a 79 mile an hour changeup, and then Mizorowski pumping a 98 mile an hour slider. Man, that would be fun. Timmy, always fun. Why don't you enjoy the rest of the day since you haven't been off in 3 weeks? So
I
apologize
back out to the deck in the backyard right now.
All right, fire up one of them critters for us and enjoy it. All right,
cigarette.
Yes. What did you think we were talking about?
I know you.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Well, 420 is a lot later. 877-794-1973. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
That's Tim Allen, host of the Baseball Postgame Show. You'll listen to him coming up tomorrow night. You hear him each and every day on No BS. You also hear Doug Russell on No BS. He starts up hour number 2 with an update, and then we're back. Chapel Bill was tough. Billy Edwards Jr. 1 hour from right now on The Game.
your home for the Green Bay Packers.
It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown! Malik Heath on the reception. Wow!
97.3 The Game.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
I want them gummy squares. I want them gummy squares. I want some sleepy with no more anxiety. I need them gummy squares. I need them gummy squares. I need my wife to find her happy place really soon. We have Delta 8 CBD and new Delta 9s. Go to happyplacehemp.com.
Hey, Drew, aren't jingles annoying? You know what else is annoying? Not being able to sleep. Tell me about it. To find your happy place, go to happyplacehemp.com. Get some Delta 8, Delta 9, and the new Sleepy Time gummies.
I've been doing this for months, KB. It is part of my lifestyle now. I go grab one an hour before bed, and I've been sleeping like a baby.
I started doing it last summer. I was taking them before I went to play golf, and I was relaxed as could be. Actually, I started taking them. Sue started taking them too because she couldn't sleep.
More and more smart, good-looking listeners have been availing themselves of the great products at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code DrewKB for 25% off your first order. happyplacehemp.com.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Reamer Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Reamer Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
Family dentistry, cosmetic whitening, Ross Dental straight smiles, and full sedation dentistry for anxious patients needing substantial restoration. Our mission? Your comfort, health, and confidence.
Smile like you just don't care.
Because you don't. RossDentalWI.com.
Jason, what are you singing?
Working on a new jingle to promote Capital's $49 drain clearing. When your sink fills up with gunk, don't stress, don't whine. It's only $49.
Don't take this the wrong way, man, but I'd stick to plumbing, heating, and cooling if I were you.
That's fair, but people need to know that we clear clogs for only $49.
Fine, but I would have rhymed gunk with junk. It's so obvious.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Broadcasting from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Reamer Remodel.
Turn it up!
This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game.
Here in Wisconsin, there's one name synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza. That's Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home, and they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved Rising Crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo Thin Pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your grocer's frozen food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family business.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit TremfyaRadio.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the final days of Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you.
Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets. Place your bets.
VSiN every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920. Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
This hour of No BS is brought to you by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Drop it. He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
So the Brewers haven't had a day off in a couple of weeks, right? It's kind of starting to show.
That one's in the air. Center field hit well. Perkins going back toward the wall. Back at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Bryce Harper. His 23rd of the year, and he makes it a 4-1 ball game.
Decided to shuffle the deck a little bit on a Phillies call.
Yeah, and I like that. That's okay. I like hearing other broadcasters as much as I know Billy does as well a lot. Yeah, they need a day off. They need a day off in the worst way, and they're getting it today. And hopefully they got a couple more coming down the pike here. After this one, I know that I was looking at the schedule a little bit. I think on the 11th and the 15th, right? So they need
a little bit of rest would be nice heading into the postseason. Phillies beat the Brewers on Labor Day 10-8.
All the way around, they handled us, put up 10 runs. That's not very typical, but that's what happened. You can attribute it to a lot of things, but you got to execute. You can't give up free bases.
Yeah, they had a little bit of problems with that in that game and on Sunday against the Blue Jays.
Yep, sure did. Today, the Brewers, like you mentioned, Armin, a long-awaited day off before resuming matters with the Phils tomorrow. So that's the good news, I guess, for the Brewers is that they can get away from American Family Field. They can just get away from baseball. Maybe take the kids for a walk, take them to the zoo. I don't know.
Take the pictures for a first day of school.
That too,
right?
With
With
the
the clipboard. I've also now seen you got to block out certain things on the chalkboard because people are more concerned about you knowing certain things about their kids and like where they're at. Like,
there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Terrible that we have to worry about that in our lives. Let's all get to a place where we don't feel like we have to worry about that kind of stuff. However, it's 2025 and we are going to have more fears going on.
Mm-hmm.
However, let's celebrate it, what we have. Let's not be afraid of the Cubs being 5 games back in the loss column.
Well, yeah, that's the other part
We
of
got
it.
23 games to go. That's a good thing. 23 games to go before we get to the playoffs.
Good position.
That's a fun thing.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm
not
just
a stressful thing, right?
I'm just performing a public service here because the Cubs did beat the Braves on a walk-off 7-6. Carson Kelly hit the tying 2-run homer in the 8th, walk-off single in the 10th. So that did happen. The Brewers, to your point, though, the lead is still 5.5.
Still 5.5, still 5 up in the loss column. Although Lane Grindle was very upset when he had to announce the Carson Kelly walk.
I'm sure he did.
He was when he gives the 2-run tie, and the Cubs just tied it up. Like his inflection just goes way down in the midst of just I guess it's 6-6 now at Wrigley. So there's that. Scoreboard watching's fun.
Yeah,
it's better than your team being cheeks.
Yep.
So
absolutely, it's
100%.
also
like being in the mode where we are the ones being chased, not always chasing somebody else.
Yeah,
this is kind of fun. We just have to get used to it.
It's very fun. It's so much more fun having games that matter because we haven't had in Wisconsin that many games that haven't mattered in a long time.
Great way to look at it.
But there was a time.
Yeah, I mean, like in my whole life, most of the games and most of the teams have mattered. Right, like there is a very, very lucky deal. Now we also see different times when maybe it matters a little bit more.
Sure.
And the urgency does ramp up a little bit.
Yeah.
Feels like we're there with 2 of our teams.
Yeah.
And whether or not it's with the ownership group or the front office, how they're operating for the Brewers, fan base wise feels like they need to take a step. And the Green Bay Packers, their front office is operating like it's time to take a step.
All right, let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? Monday, yesterday was practice number 1 for number 1.
He looks good in that Uno.
We're
too.
number 1. I'm not that upset about it. I thought I might be.
No.
But I'm not.
Curly's number. That's fine. Don't forget. Curly also tried to move the team too. So let's be honest about, Curly Lambeau is a great man. The Packers wouldn't exist without him.
He also wore a bunch of numbers.
But his dismount was messy.
Yeah.
He also wore a bunch of numbers. Numbers weren't necessarily a big thing on that.
Yeah, but numbers weren't even a thing for a while.
It's not really retired. If it was retired, it'd be retired. So it's not retired, and he's wearing it. I thought it was interesting. Matthew Golden moved to 0.
Flipped to 0.
So was he just waiting?
He was like, wait, is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Like he's between 0 and 1. I didn't know 0 was a possibility.
0 looks better on him than 22 did.
I would like to know who he was waiting for to get cut.
That's what I mean. What's going on there now? Also, I'm sorry if you got it like the DH gate, you're not getting a return on DH gate. But if you got a jersey from the pro shop, are they going to make good with it? Maybe not.
They put something out about it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing on it. If you have a 22,
It's a collector.
It's a collectible. You are so OG with the 22 Matthew Golden. You were there at the beginning.
Yeah, no.
I say you keep it. I say you rock it.
Cool as the guy with the 81.
The guy with the 81.
Yeah. Isn't that the first one?
Yep.
Yeah, this is his third number.
Yep, sure was. And if you have an 81, oh baby,
that's a great story.
You know what? In 20 years, you wear that to his Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Canton.
There's nothing better than rocking the Bryce Terang 0 jersey that Armin picked up for Kuhn and I when we were at the
clubhouse sale. Yeah, it's an amazing. It's going to be one of those stories like in 25
Armin's going
years.
at the absolute last possible moment of the clubhouse sale, like Friday late afternoon.
That was it.
John and I are like, get us any 2Xs you find. There's going to be none, but get us something. Like, I got Bryce Terang 0 jerseys. We're like, that's the best thing you could have told me.
Yeah.
That was up against the Lorenzo Cain City Connect, where he was a part of the advertisement and then was released before they wore the jersey.
Ooh,
that's a relic right there.
Yeah, it's like if you can find a Hank Aaron number 5.
Yeah, when he first came up.
I wonder if Luis Arias gets called back up, if he's going to take the number 0, just because as soon as he left, then Bryce Terang took his number before the body was even cold.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna take whatever jersey Jason gives him.
He might have to wear 69 or something.
Sheffield came up.
He might have to wear something horrendous.
When Sheffield first came up, he was number 1, then switched to 11. I mean, there's all these stories, and these are the type of things I like talking about in 25 years. Like people be like, what's like if you had a Desmond Howard 22 jersey for his preseason number that year, stuff like that. Like these are the type of things I'm gonna love to talk about. So.
In just 4 years, Parsons became an institution in Dallas, but even as his relationship soured with Jerry Jones, he still wasn't entirely sure he wanted to move on to Green Bay or to anywhere.
At first it was like, I got kids, I got, a house, I got family that all moved down for me. And it's a change, right? And I had to sit down and talk to my family about this potential opportunity. And that's when, I got the chance to speak some other guys in faculty about what it could be like if I decided to come here.
So he makes $47 million a year, but you still got to talk to your family about it. It kind of humanizes him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being settled,
these guys are ungodly loaded.
And he would have been rich wherever he played. So I think being settled is something that some people like to have, and being part of one organization, the familiarity of it, the trying to create a legacy somewhere. It's all serious things you have to think about when you're a player of his stature. So it must have been difficult.
Micah Parsons' agent, David Mulugeta, was on First Take earlier this morning. I think he's going to be on the McAfee show later on here today. He said that Parsons never thought he was negotiating a contract with Jerry Jones and does not know why he was kept out of the conversations. Mulugeta's quote was, "We were always prepared to negotiate a contract with the Jones family." Continued by saying the most important thing was Micah wanted to be a Cowboy. We did everything we did for him to remain a Cowboy. He's a Packer now. And I know that there's some people that like those comments will be like, all right, well, move on. Mm-hmm. However, they give you your first opportunity. You grow up a fan of the organization. You get to start out a potential Hall of Fame track of a career with that team. You anticipate you're going to be a one helmet guy.
Absolutely.
When it slaps you in the face of reality because of some negotiations that either went haywire or didn't. There's a lot of good reporting on it. We're going to get into all of the Micah Parsons stuff that's coming out, because I do wonder how it's making Packers fans feel. Like this one, I don't think people put that much stock into. All right, he wanted to be a Cowboy. You want to be on the team that is going that you're playing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that should bother Packer fans. I don't think it does, really.
But the podcast conversation that's coming out, that it was irking people into the organization. There's a lot of stuff and smoke and conversation that's coming out of Dallas as to why you move on from a Micah Parsons. There was a lot of talk like, you can't trade Micah Parsons. I would counter you can. Right? Like, I mean, I think he's one of the 7 best defensive players in football. But Doug, to my point is they didn't trade Lawrence Taylor. Right. Like, I mean, the thought that they traded the best defensive player that we've ever seen, I don't believe is true. You can run at Micah a little bit. There's reason why there was some smoke in the back that maybe some people, the guy making $60 million, the quarterback, was not always excited about him talking. I'm interested to hear how Packers fans are feeling about it, because I don't think Packers fans would love a guy that's talking about the game on his podcast the next day. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll be all cool because he's our guy. But I'm just interested to hear how, because it was all drop the mops on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Micah Parsons is a Packer. Holy bleep, this is the greatest thing ever. Now, when the reaction starts to come up as to why he was available, are we just pushing that to the side? Or are you taking that into your brain and it going to be stewing in there as you wait to see Micah Parsons in 6 days play for the Packers for the first time?
I think there might be a couple of things at play here. Number one, yes, I know that the stature of Micah Parsons is a lot different than these other two guys that I'm going to mention. And one of them, Thanasis, who's now back with the Bucs.
Which we love.
Love it.
He started a podcast a year ago, and it's gone on, and it's been pretty popular. Great. Now he's an active player. Maybe that'll change a little bit. But also, again, stature is a lot different than Patrick Beverley. When he came to the Bucs, had a hugely popular podcast, and I don't think it put anybody's panties in a bunch here in Milwaukee about that, because he would talk about things that happened with the team. So maybe the mindset of the Wisconsin sports fan is a little bit different than the mindset of a Dallas Cowboys sports fan. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out.
I also don't know that it necessarily frustrated as many Cowboys fans. I get why it frustrated Dak Prescott.
Sure.
Right? Like when you're on the podcast saying like he's not one of the top 5 or 7 quarterbacks in football, sure, I guess that would be
the wrong way.
When he walks into
You're going to give a little side eye, right? But there's like Micah was pretty honest in that press conference too. I think it was Wildy asked him a very good question about have you looked at yourself and how this all going? He's like, I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say some stuff out of emotion. Probably shouldn't say. All right. Hand raised in air.
It's good for us.
I'm going to be emotional. It's great for us.
Right.
I'm going to be too emotional. I'm going to say stuff I probably shouldn't say. I'm full go. If you don't like that, I don't like you. So I get where some people would have maybe been taken aback by Parsons, but it doesn't seem like he's at all a bad guy. I mean, he won my mom over instantly. I mean, my mom was fired up by the video of him hanging out with his mom, celebrating with her, talking about all the sacrifice she had and his family. But there is something too, like you become available for a reason. And I'm interested to see if any of that hesitation is coming in here, or we are still everybody's pre-ordering the number 1 jerseys and we can't wait for 3:25 kickoff on Sunday and see how many times he's out there rushing the passer.
I think Packer fans are going to be at that level, what you just mentioned, Billy. There's going to be an excitement. There's going to be a hype around a guy like that. And the reality is sports fans are tribal, and they will like to shape any opinion about the way they feel based on it's their guy, right? And Packer fans are no different, even more so. It's going to depend how he does in the field. That's the reality.
At the end of the day, Armin's right.
This guy plays well, and he plays great, and the Packers win. Packers fans will do anything to say good things about him. And if he doesn't, it might be the opposite of what you're hearing a little bit.
Because I agree with you guys. How much leash did he get then?
That's the question. It's an incredibly high standard.
Pretty big one to start, I think, but it's not infinite.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would think it would be shorter. Like you're going to, I think, I'm also hearing a lot of Packers fans on Packers OT, and I'm very excited to hear it. Micah Parsons goes sackless in the first 2 games. I know I'm going to get a call on Packers OT saying, what's up with this number 1 guy we traded all these first-round picks for?
And the money. And the money's a big thing.
Paying him how much money? And this guy doesn't. He didn't get Jay Daniels to the ground one time. Like, I think the pressure is ratcheted way up.
It's a high standard.
The only person that has more pressure on them now, and I've thought about this over the last 3 or 4 days, on him in Green Bay, potentially is Jordan Love. Like the only other person with more pressure on them now.
Ryan Gutekunst.
Well, it's done though. Right?
Yeah,
like he's made the move.
But now it better work.
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody that can actually
change what's going on.
Change the conversation,
play
right?
Like play the game.
Because Love is going to be the one that, because I get it. You're right. Yeah. We will talk more about Brian Gutekunst. Nationally, everybody's talking about Jordan Love.
Yeah, he's the
quarterback. That will be the spot. So I think Love is the one with the most pressure on him after this, because
he's the head
now
that wears
you
the
got to
crown.
win. Now you got to win big, and you got to win into the playoff.
You have to embrace that, though, if you're Jordan Love. If you're the quarterback, if you want to, it's not supposed to be easy to win a Super Bowl. It's not supposed to be easy to win any kind of championship. That's why they're so special, especially for us here in Wisconsin, because we don't get that many of them. And when you do have them, they're special, and they paid Jordan Love like he is a special player. We've seen him do some special things. A little bit of a regression last year. I think a lot of it had to do with the injury, but if you look at his splits, first half of the season to second half of the season, took care of the football much better in the second half of the season last year than he did in the first. I think a lot of that had to do with the knee because he wasn't able to, to use the vernacular of Matt LaFleur, protect himself. But yeah, I mean, I think there's pressure. I think there's also some pressure on Rashawn Gary too, because this is supposed to help him as well. Because if Micah Parsons isn't getting home, well, then Rashawn Gary better start getting home because you can't double both of those guys. You can't double everybody out there. It's still 11 on 11. So somebody's got to get home.
Yeah. And like in the front office, I think even more of the pressure goes like, Russ Ball, good luck writing these new contracts. Right? Like, good luck figuring out how we're going to craft an extension for one of these guys that potentially comes up, insert name here.
Yeah.
But also like, this probably makes it pretty clear what happens at left tackle next year, right? Like some of your personnel decisions are made for you. So I think Goody is like Hayes in the barn. Now I got to go see how it runs.
Yeah.
For what you need to do coming up game 1, 2, and beyond, man, Love's got a lot of heat on him. Like the expectation is this team wins and wins big at this moment.
And
that's a good thing. It's a fun thing.
Russ Ball's a damn sorcerer, though. He'll figure. In Russ we trust.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does.
Is Jack.
So he is as good as it gets.
The thing is, that's why I never worry about the cap stuff and all that, because they have those guys that take care of it. They always have a plan. But you're right, Billy. I think because also the nature of the position, obviously, quarterback is a big one. And I think because, you can more attribute success and failure to that position as a fan than any other one. Like at a defensive end and stuff is like, he had a great game, but the defense as a whole didn't play well. The team didn't win. It's easy to be a great defensive player, defensive end on a team that's not winning, but you can't do that as a quarterback, right? If you're a quarterback and your team's not winning, it's going to be on you.
For sure.
So there's no doubt. And also because Jordan's been here now, he's gotten paid. It's been a couple of years. If he stays healthy, I don't want to say put up or shut up time. He's had a good career, good start to his career. His numbers are good. But to take the next step, it's on Jordan Love. No doubt about it.
Phil in Merrimack said, I don't care if Micah Parsons does a podcast. It's his day off. He's just talking. It's not that hard. Phil, as guys that just talk, it really isn't that hard. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. But when you're talking about the plays that you make, the plays that you don't make, and potentially the plays that your teammates make or don't make, I get why people in the locker room might look at it sideways. But it's also 2025. And how many guys have podcasts?
Yeah.
But to Phil's point, he might not care. But all I hear about is a basketball coach that everybody is so hell-bent and frustrated about him talking into a microphone.
Absolutely, Billy.
Right. So
people are obsessed with the idea. If they say, if it depends what he says. If they say something you don't like and you don't win, it's going to be why does he shut up and stop doing his podcast? Why does he stop talking instead of how many times have you seen a quote come out from a player being asked a question in a press conference or media availability, answering said question with something that might be something controversial, and people say, it happened to Aaron all the time. Well, why doesn't he just keep his mouth shut? Well, he was asked the question and he answered it.
I assume you're talking about Gottlieb, but
yes, okay. That was who I was talking about. Yes.
And the record last year was?
What was their record the year before?
Yeah, it was really bad.
So, I mean, like, I get it, but Doug, I think everybody can admit in the media, people had their pitchforks up for any opportunity they could to dunk all over Doug Gottlieb. So I just want to know if fans will have the same reaction potentially when one of your second highest paid player is doing it after a game on Sunday where maybe he comes up with 3 tackles and 3 pressures, right? Like I'm interested to see if that is the same heat that comes, because I also think the Gottlieb thing is everybody has a personal vendetta, a personal hate, disgrace or something against him. Like people frankly just don't like him. So there was never going to be a grace period. I think there will be a much bigger grace period with Micah.
I think so.
But I'm interested to see how big it is.
But at the end of the day, back to Armin's original point, I think all of it has to do with whether it's Gottlieb, whether it's Micah, whether it's anybody. If you perform in your, I'm going to use air quotes, full-time job for Gottlieb coaching UWGB, that would, even though it's not necessarily his full-time job, but it's his full-time job.
It's his full-time job.
Yeah. Yep. He's got 2 full-time jobs.
Yep.
But if he starts winning basketball games, if he is successful at Green Bay, all that other criticism is going to go away.
Right.
All of it.
But what I'm saying, Doug, is there's levels to it, right? Like
there's levels to everything.
But Micah Parsons' level is up here.
Yeah.
Doug Gottlieb, I think people put like, hey man, you got to win. You got to go and play in there. They won 2 games the year before he got there. So like there's a winning at a marked level. Same thing that happened for Bill Belichick, right? Like when you bring in your own expectations for what you have done in the past, you got to live up to a certain level of it. Bill Belichick got 70 new players.
Yeah.
70 new players. Expectation for anybody else coaching college football with 70 new players would have been
a lot lower.
You're
than
probably
that.
going to get housed 48-14 in your first game.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Instead, it's Bill Belichick. People like me, dummies, we're putting him on North Carolina money line. They're going to win. Like, I think there is an expectation that gets ratcheted up, and whether it is right or wrong, fans will put that expectation much higher up to. How long will that grace period be? That's all I'm wondering.
It's gonna be
I think it's going to be fascinating to find out.
And it's very interesting because you talk about the excitement level to start, the hype level, the excitement level to start. And when you set that expectation that high and you set that standard of success so high, it can be a longer fall if it doesn't go well. I think we saw that with there's plenty of situations we've seen that. And this is one of those situations. The Packers swung big. They hit a home run with the signing in that sense, with the a huge very important player, big contract, big trade, and everything. But yeah, I mean, if he starts off great, it's going to be more of that. But how he can maintain it, how the team can maintain it, I'm interested because how will Packers fans feel if he had like a Khalil Mack type year? Great year, but then that's it. Really after that first year, Khalil Mack wasn't amazing.
Hold on, though. If he has
first game,
Khalil Mack was pretty dang good. Their quarterback was the problem.
I agree, but I think his first year was his best one. Would you say?
Well, it was also the team's best one because the quarterback wasn't Cheeks. But like in the grand scheme, he has the first game like Khalil Mack had.
It's going to be even higher expectations. Higher.
Shout Krista Jorgensen. Like, those ones are going to be flying off the shelf post game.
I'll be interested to see how many we're going to see on Sunday.
A lot.
Yeah,
I would assume a decent amount. I would think a very, very high amount. I'm also excited to see the knockoff ones as we're walking into
a lot of them.
See how many people are trying to throw out Parsons is a Packer, right? Like those shirts that are every single place.
Yeah.
Or it's
like the pop-up shops on the side. Yeah.
The guys that are selling them out of a cardboard box.
The goat with number 1 in it, just the image of a goat.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that would be a good one.
Those guys are up. That's a great
I'd
one.
potentially buy that shirt.
Why not? I mean, I think I bought an Aaron Rodgers one with that. It's just the 12 and the goat. It's easy. So why not?
You not licensed.
I think
so. I mean,
I think I bought one of those.
You think? Yeah.
I think I
it's
bought
somewhere
one.
here.
I think it's shrunk or disintegrated in the laundry.
I've got it somewhere.
Armin's still wearing the same shirts like he was wearing in 6th grade.
I mean,
so he does not.
He knows quality when he sees it.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know our issue of things shrinking.
Yeah,
shrinking.
That's what happens.
We used to wear them baggy. That helps,
These pants shrunk in the wash.
It's unreal.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, 38 does not feel like it used to. All right, Dougie, we'll talk to you in an hour.
That's good.
Little update here on the radio show. Billy Edwards Jr. is going to join us at 11:30. He's going to join us at 11:30. So we're going to hear from Doug Russell at 11 coming up in, now less than 40 minutes because we had so much fun talking and bantering about here. Like, I just think it's interesting. And people are saying, dude, this is a terrible comparison. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I see somebody who is right at the top of his game, name recognition wise. And Dan Elkhorn is our resident Cowboy fan on the show. He said, all these people talking about why Micah was traded, just sucking up to Jerry. No intelligent player or fan of the Cowboys wanted him gone. Don't care what he does on his podcast or whatever. He's a game wrecker, and Jerry screwed it up for Cowboys fans again. I really hope that's the take.
I hope that's how it turns out.
I think there's something to people would be a little bit frustrated with it. But again, you have double-digit sacks in every single year you're a Green Bay Packer. Nobody cares what you're doing on your off time.
Mostly yes.
Mostly yes.
Mostly yes.
Because people do kind of care as to what you're doing on the off time.
This is still a Packers, and we still think we're Packer people, and we want to make sure. I agree, though, Billy, how he performs in the field is going to be very important.
877-794-1973. That's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's no BS on the game.
Hungry, come and get a super plate. Y'all sing happy birthday. Yeah, I got this super cake. 100-carat bracelet.
Green Bay football fans, the party starts 3.5 hours before every home game at the Resch Expo Plaza Pit Stop with iHeartMedia. Free to the public, no ticket required. Enjoy food, drinks, live bands, and special features like the Bloody Mary Bar, Cheap Shots Bar, the Tipsy Tapper Beer Trailer, sampling stations, and more. Located right across from Lambeau Field, in front of the Resch Expo. The Plaza Pit Stop is your game day party headquarters all season long.
Now they count.
Steps up, quarterback draw. He's to the end zone. Touchdown! Jordan Love calls his own number.
The Packers kick off the season Sunday against the Lions.
He looks, he's hit. He's sacked. Jared Goff goes down, back inside the 20-yard line.
Doug Russell is live from Lambeau with the Potawatomi Sportsbook Bet Above the Rest pregame show at 11. Kickoff at 3:25 on your home for the Packers. 97.3 The Game.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
97.3 The Game on Instagram. Exclusive coverage of your favorite teams. Exclusive videos from your favorite game personalities.
I am a follower.
Content you can't get anywhere else. 97.3 The Game on Instagram.
Step into American Place Casino, where the excitement never ends. Located in Waukegan, Illinois, just a short drive from Milwaukee. Over 900 slot machines, your favorite table games, 4 restaurants, live entertainment, and now our brand new poker room. Plus, we're proud to be the friendliest casino around, with service that sets us apart. Whether you're here to hit the jackpot, catch a game, or just have an unforgettable night out, American Place Casino has it all. American Place Casino. Closer than you think. Friendlier than you expect. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling, and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee? No.
So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See, doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the country, and it's affecting almost 7 million Americans, including 110,000 people here in Wisconsin. UW-Madison is working hard to improve the lives of those affected, offering resources to educate and the latest in research and technology. The UW Initiative to End Alzheimer's has so many ways you can benefit, learn, get involved, and make a difference. Visit goalsforacure.org. That's goalsforacure.org.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios. Built by Rima Remodel. This is No BS with Billy and Saria.
I've waited for this. I'm so excited.
On The Game.
Going up on the Tuesday. Got your girl in the color she Tuesday. Club going up on the Tuesday. Got your girl in the color she Tuesday. Club going up on the Tuesday.
No BS on The Game. Be blasting this into the car if you were driving your first day of school as a senior today.
This was a big song like 10. What was it? 10 years ago, maybe-ish?
Maybe potentially longer.
Time marches on.
Potentially longer. I was in college when this song was.
Man, time marches on.
Oh, no, about that.
As an older guy now, I think of this still as like a new song, but it's definitely not.
Far from
2014.
This is how I felt about like Matchbox 20 probably 10 years ago. Man, that's crazy.
I got no time to be partying on the weekends. Just got to be able to go up on a Tuesday. Apparently, Drake still partying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, these guys will be doing that forever, right?
Have you seen the picture of his jet?
I don't think so.
The Air Drake that he's flying his crew around on right now.
You think I would have seen that already? I'm
Johnny Manziel in the travel part. He's on like a 9-month world tour.
Not Manziel. You're talking about Drake.
Drake,
not Johnny Manziel.
No, Johnny Manziel's with him.
That's crazy.
Oh,
and good for
Johnny Manziel's just on tour with him.
An excuse
hanging out
for him to do something, I guess. Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, the only reason why we heard from Johnny Manziel was because he was doing some promo with, I think, Sling TV to tell you that they were doing day passes. If you wanted to watch TV on one day, I'd probably want to watch it every day. So I think people are. I don't know how good those Sling TV one-day passes are going to go. That being said, Sling TV, iHeartMedia, like hit your boy up if you're trying to find a way to get people interested in it. That being said,
I did see that bad documentary about Manziel on Netflix like a couple of years ago. The Untold, terrible.
Well, consider the source. The Untold ones are not tremendous. 877-794-1973. What is tremendous? Happy Place Hemp. Sponsoring this hour of the radio show. Happy Place Hemp, happyplacehemp.com. Fantastic deal of 25% off every time when you order using promo code Billy at checkout, happyplacehemp.com. 1 hour from right now, we are going to talk to Billy Edwards Jr., the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, is talking Luke Fickell at 11. So the quarterback is going to talk after the head coach talk. So we are going to hear from the quarterback coming up in about an hour from right now. But Armin, cleaning up some NicolaLaw.com talking text line, 877-794-1973.
Nice. Okay.
On the reaction and the conversation about Micah Parsons coming to Green Bay, because I got a chance to rock Packers stuff out of town this weekend. Everybody walking by sees the G on the hat and goes, congrats on Micah Parsons.
Big deal, right? Yeah.
I mean, it happened every hour. Somebody was mentioning Micah Parsons. It wasn't just the customary go Pack go. It was, we got Micah, or wow, you guys got Micah Parsons. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
Talked to a couple of Cowboy fans. One, Gilbert, who was man in the omelet station yesterday.
Let's go.
They're
everywhere.
He was livid.
Absolutely.
He was not happy about it.
Not happy. Cowboy fans been very mad about it.
I was a little bit nervous where he said, I could put something in this spinach omelet. Flipped it up.
But you were watching.
Stares me right in the eyes. So I could put something in here. Clean flip. I mean, like, it was one of the savage things I've seen.
Sure. But they got Deron Bland today, so they're feeling better.
Maybe they signed Deron Bland to the extension. They feel a lot better.
You know, they locked up Deron.
I saw a video of a Cowboy fan or a Packers fan in Dallas waving his Packer flag out on his street corner.
That guy was great. Number 46.
What a vibe.
He's got his own jersey. I mean, that's a personalized jersey, I'm assuming.
And what a vibe this must be to catch as a Cowboy fan or a Packers fan living in Dallas.
Sure.
Tough one if you're our friend Dan and Elkhorn, Cowboy fan living in Wisconsin.
Very tough.
Very tough. But if you are transplant in the land of the free down in Texas, you are really, really enjoying yourself.
Gotta be. And the thing is, Billy, that fan base is big, just like ours. There's Cowboy fans everywhere, as you know. There are Packer fans everywhere, like you know. And this is like an instant, like, wow, can't believe you got our guy, gonna side-eye you, but they're like kind of mad. So you know how Cowboys fans are feeling about this. The fans themselves, forget the team, the fans themselves wanted Micah Parsons.
I mean, we got the barrister with one of the better pictures I've seen of a Cowboy fan taking the Micah Parsons 11 jersey, duct taping over the nameplate, saying "send help," putting a 9 in front of the 11 and saying, "We need somebody to come here and help us."
Hilarious. I like that. Hilarious.
So I do think that there is going to be a big time grace period, but we had people already asking us like, "Hey man, what's up with this back injury that these Johnny Sins lab coat guys are talking about? There's no way you can play with an L4, L5 sprain in your back." I don't know enough about the medical parts of it. All I know is he looked pretty good going through individual drills, and there's nothing scientific for it. It has never been tested. Sleeping on a bed that is made of $138 million guaranteed is the best back treatment known to man.
That is pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I've never experienced it for myself.
There's no validated studies on this.
No, it's not been peer reviewed yet, but
there's not a long-term science.
But some people swear
this is not animal tested.
Some people swear by
So you can be very, very happy with this one. This is 1,000% locked in. Your back feels better when you sleep on a bed of money. So Parsons is going to feel better at some point. I think he probably feels pretty good right now. And looking at him going through drills yesterday, seems ready to go. Conditioning will be a different story. But the shock value, the excitement, he gets Jared Goff onto the turf once or twice this weekend. Again, everybody's going to be excited. I just want to know, is there any hesitation here? Or when you see, like the fourth different, kind of feels like a little bit of a smear campaign going up on Parsons' name out of Dallas.
Yeah, this is I would say
just completely bypassing all of it, listening to a little bit of the conversation, taking any of it in. Where are you and how do you think most Packers fans will analyze?
I would say this is business as usual in terms of fan bases. When not obviously a lot of Cowboys fans are not happy about this, but there is a little business as usual when there's copes. People are coping. We see this a lot from your rival. It's like trying to find ways. We see this a lot from Bears fans.
See a lot from you sometimes.
From me, all the time.
After any Brewers loss.
Why things won't work. Why things will work. Why so-and-so team.
Why the expectancy was higher that we should have won.
Sure. Like so-and-so team got a great player. Okay, let's cope with it. You see some fan bases do this. You talk about the Smear campaign. Well, we didn't need him anyway. I remember very, very, very prominent sports writers in Chicago saying, Adrian Amos wasn't that good. Clinton Dix is better at a lower deal anyway. There's a lot of copium involved in that sense, right? So this is business as usual a little bit. I think from an objective standpoint, if you ask people, you definitely want Micah Parsons on your team because he can potentially flip, or tilt the field. He can potentially be one of those guys that can help take over games from the position. And I think, Billy, that there's going to be a level of, okay, you know what? This guy's making a lot of money, and that makes a big difference to Packer fans. And if he's not performing to what level they expect, then there might be some sort of, what do we pay all this guy this money for? We talked about him like he was great. We gave him Curly's number. We did all these things, and he only has, and what's that number? I don't know. He only has 8 sacks.
He only has 9 sacks.
Because the standard for success, for expectation this much, will be high, and that's okay to say. For the capital and the money they gave up and the money they're giving him, there's no doubt about it. And it's almost an impossibly high standard to reach, but it's not impossible.
Not impossible. If there's one way that it's very possible, you play in Santa Clara in February.
And that's a big thing. Team success is a big thing. So whether or not he had, we talk about Jalen Ramsey when the Rams gave up a lot for him, whether or not you think he was good to the level some people said, they won a world championship. That's just the reality of it. If he's part of a team like that, people will say it as the end justifies the means. No matter what happened, no matter what his total numbers, counting stats were, he was part of a World Series, a Super Bowl champion, then it was worth it. That's just
in the team success, Armin, you hit it right on the head, is probably more out of his control than we will think it is. However, it's how you're ultimately going to be judged. Again, different sport. Team success is much easier to have a massive impact on when you're talking about the NBA.
Yeah.
It's
hard to judge.
Counting numbers would say Damian Lillard and Giannis offensively worked,
had a great run.
Anybody that watched would say it was far, far, far from a success.
And while
disaster feels way too strong, but they got bounced in the first round in 2 years. Now they didn't get to play much of a playoff game at all together, but Again, it's the team success that you will remember. So like it's a sliding scale. It's different. It's very different from the Dame trade. However, it's the most recent.
It's a good example, though.
Massive swing from one of our teams that you have in your mind.
And
maybe that's just the little bit of devil and angel on my shoulder where I'm like, is there any way that this doesn't go well? Is there any way that this doesn't end up in Packers fans just buying the absolute hell out of number 1 jerseys and him becoming the most famous player on the team and maybe winning defensive player of the year? Right? Like,
very fair question. Very fair.
Because, again, I think we're in a spot in a time and place in sports coverage where it's immediately they get this player, they win the championship.
Right.
It doesn't always work that way.
And the hype gets crazy. I mean, think about
they were 20-1 to go to win the Super Bowl. They're like 14 or 13-1 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It's a wild jump.
Quarterbacks don't even make that kind of jump for a team.
It's a wild jump. And I think the Dame example is great because even though obviously every situation is really different, the level of excitement that reached an impossibly high standard. You talk about why we don't look at the Dame results the way we do. Well, number one was playoff success. It wasn't there. But the other thing, Billy, was how high our expectations were, the excitement when Dame came in. I mean, there were throngs of us in Deer District waiting for the arrival of his plane. The reality is, Billy, we expected basketball nirvana so much. And when anything else besides that was going to disappoint us, you worry this might be the same thing a little bit when it comes to Micah. We might expect him to blow up 9 guys per play and just look like Superman, Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, like everything that you ever imagine the greatest player ever could be. And it looks like a regular defensive lineman. Some downs, it might be like, I can't believe this.
This doesn't make any sense.
Tunnel vision on number 1. Why isn't he just absolutely parting
How did he
seas?
get blocked on that play?
Exactly. So I think there is that concern. And Dame could be a little bit of an example for that. Not trying to wet blanket it. We want to still drop the mops, but it's a very fair question, and I'm very interested to see that as well. Now, I hope it does. I hope it goes perfectly all the time.
When I said they didn't trade for Lawrence Taylor, like I know I got a reaction from some people like, well, what do you mean? How dare you say they didn't?
This is today's Lawrence Taylor from what we want to think about it.
Where we're going right away. Right. Again, he is one of the 5-7 game wreckers in football. You take the opportunity and frankly, I think on the Packers defense, he is a better fit than he was in Dallas for what they were going to what they asked him to do last year and what they're going to ask him to do this year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Hafley is going to be a master with being able to put him into unique matchups, advantageous positions to rush the passer. But that's what he's going to do. He's going to rush the passer. Like, you can run at him a little bit. He does have a couple of holes in his game. Now, albeit they're small holes. And the way that he can make splash plays will make you forget about those very, very quickly.
Right.
But he's not the perfect player. I don't know that guy exists.
It doesn't exist.
But to think that my man is going to walk in and have 19 sacks in his first year, God, I hope so.
And even if he does, remember, that means there's a lot of plays where he doesn't. Like sometimes the expectation, even Lawrence Taylor, we think of Reggie, we think of the old greats. You kind of, you watch an old game and you're like, oh, he wasn't like getting a sack every play. Like Mickey Mantle did pop out.
You got to pick your spots.
Like that's just the way it goes.
Spots.
Like
100%,
yeah.
100%.
So it is very interesting, Billy. And even though it's not fun to bring this stuff up, it is interesting because you do wonder what that other side of it could be.
We do have some people that are trying to get into our scientific studies here up there in Beaver Dam. I'd definitely sign up for the 2-week trial of sleeping on a bet of $136 million.
I would try that.
I think we would be the study. We would be the case studies. We're not even going to charge that much.
I think it'd be a firm mattress.
$500,000. What's that amongst friends?
What's that? Yeah.
Dan in West Bend said, I can report how your back feels sleeping on a $13 couch.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
So
hey, Facebook Marketplace is out there.
The different levels.
It's great
right?
deals. Yeah.
Tough. Amazing.
Right.
Somewhere in the middle. I think Micah Parsons is going to be a lot closer to the top end. 877-794-1973.
UPS Nick in Saukville, or should I call him Doc Nick?
This is what I'm talking about. This is what one we need.
I have those exact L4, L5 disc and facet joint issues that he's got, and they'll inject them with a steroid or nerve block, and he'll be good to go. I don't play pro football. I didn't realize that.
That's a good clarification.
I don't play pro football, but I've had these back issues since 14, and he's getting the best treatment in the world. He'll be able to play. I can provide any feedback you need about this injury given my history. And no, I'm not a doctor. Thank you. But I sure know what it feels like, how to treat it, and what a person can or can't do. Let's go, UPS Nick.
There you go, Nick.
In Sauk Prairie. You got to have those back, treatments. If
I
you're
bet
carrying
his
those-
back is in brutal shape.
If you're carrying those packages and stuff like that, carrying that package or those packages around.
And he's
you know?
delivering and dropping off packages all across the state of Wisconsin
Right.
into the Sauk Prairie area. Yeah, I think
So-
I feel a lot more
Oh,
confident.
you Dr. Nick. You say you're not a doctor.
He said he's not a doctor.
I know that, but I mean, I can
Don't
get your
put
advice.
words in his mouth.
Yeah.
He is a survivor of an L4 and L5 facet joint issue. And that's what Micah Parsons is dealing with right now. I do think it's going to be rectified. I think it'll be fine. I think the play on the field is what is going to be the most important. Will there be any grace period? Does there need to be any? 877-794-1973. Alex from Cambridge said, Billy, I thought you had a bed like that because all I hear is about the sports book.
Well, it depends. We don't always win the parlay of the day.
Yeah, if we would listen, we were trying to go 5 for 5 on the
Trying
parlay
to.
of the day since January. We have yet to go 5 for 5 on the parlay of the day since January.
That's a high standard. That's like that Micah Parsons standard of success. you know?
Correct.
It's a high standard, Billy.
Micah might have a couple of weeks like us where he goes over. Just know that 3-sack game and that 3 parlay win of the week is coming. And now that we're into football season, might be right around the corner. 877-794-1973. He's Armin Sarian. I'm Billy Schmid. There was a debut, a television debut in the sports media landscape today that a lot of people are talking about. We'll discuss it coming up a little bit as well. As the kickoff to the NFL season is 3 days away. Are you ready? We talked about it earlier on here today. Fantasy football drafts taking shape. You got all those done. Your survivor pools in hand. Are you ready for kickoff coming up on Thursday night? Are we fully prepared? And we'll let you know where you can be finding us as well for the football feast.
Let's go.
Which is back for the 2025, dare I say, championship season. Thank you, Tim Allen. This is No BS on the Game.
Shifts every other weekend. Ain't got no time.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Right now is the best time ever to buy a vehicle, and the Russ Darrow Group is leading the way with the lowest cost of vehicle ownership in history. Driving your dream car has never been more affordable. And here's the best part. They've got tons of pre-tariff vehicles in stock. That means you save big before incoming price hikes hit the market. Whether you're after performance, reliability, or something perfect for the family, they've got you covered at Russ Darrow with top brands like Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Mitsubishi, Honda, Mazda, Toyota, and Kia, plus a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles from every brand you love. Don't wait for prices to rise. Get the best value and selection before they're gone. Drive today, save tomorrow. Visit russdarrow.com.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Reamer Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Reamer Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
Drew Olson here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Drew and KB show. Whether you have people coming over for the game or simply want to enjoy a hearty, premium quality pizza at home, make your house a draft house. Try one paired with your favorite microbrew today.
All right, smart, good-looking listeners, KB here. The inevitable is right around the corner. Winter, snow, wind, freezing temperatures, and if your house is drafty, winter will be miserable. You know, Miss Sue and I are thrilled with our new windows, but windows aren't the only thing that lets winter in your home. It could be your siding. That's why you need Javier and the team at Tilton Windows, Doors, and More. They've kept Milwaukee homes warm and looking good for years. Not only are they experts in window installation, they offer the industry's most advanced solid core siding that will withstand anything Wisconsin winter throws at you. Think about it. New siding protects your biggest investment. It boosts curb appeal, lowers energy costs, and the siding is backed by lifetime limited warranties, including fade protection, and they're even transferable to the next owner of your home. So get your siding project started today. Just go to utilton.com. They'll get back to you and help you get your project started so you can be ready for a toasty warm winter. That's the letter U, Tilton.com.
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZzzQuil Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Some patchy fog again this morning, then lots of sunshine, high near 78. Overnight tonight, we should get increasingly cloudy, but stay dry until after midnight, and then we get into some rain and thunderstorms for our Wednesday. Wednesday's high near 72. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
All the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin!
Listen to the Badgers all season right here. 97.3 The Game.
Hanging out with you inside the all-new Iron Jock Studios. Attention, high school athletic directors and coaches statewide. Iron Jock is a game-changing spirit gear program, and they have heat-sealed school logos that can go onto their high-end apparel made of polyester spandex, French terry fleece, and woven fabrics. Armin's favorite, those woven fabrics. They don't sell those cheap cotton fabrics that fade or shrink, because those are the absolute worst. And they also do it at wholesale pricing. Holy cow, Iron Jock, you are cutting out the middleman, marking it up another 50%. No chance. Do business with Iron Jock. Great for business gear as well. Contact our guy Paul Hansen at ironjock.com to get in for your school, your team, your program, your business, maybe your fantasy team, right? Maybe you are going to make t-shirts with your logo and ship them to all of your players.
That's like, I
think that'd be a nice touch.
That's a great flex.
I mean, you grabbed all those. Armin drafted 20 players yesterday in a fantasy football league.
20, and I was like, done with it.
I don't know how you pick that many players.
That's what we do.
I'm in a lot of different leagues. There's no roster that I have that's 20 people deep. Are you playing with like multiple defensive independent players, multiple quarterbacks?
No,
or is this just a 11-person bench team that you are just stocking up?
And not only that, I got guys in my league that want more. They're just trying to flex that they have done research on guys that deep down the roster. That's all it is.
Do they want to be in a dynasty league? Is what this sounds like.
I think some are in other leagues that are dynasty leagues. But
Yeah.
I say it to them every time. I'm like, none of these guys, but you guys just want everyone to know you've done research on these players.
Picking up Ben Sims for their bench spots.
I'm telling you.
I might be the biggest Ben Sims fan around, and I'm not drafting Ben Sims.
Also, I tried drafting my 9th receiver, and I was told I was at the limit of 8. I'm like, oh no, I can't.
Now we're placing limits on this.
No, now we've got a limit. I didn't realize I couldn't go that far down. Like, give me a break.
How am I going to go forward without Savion Williams on my roster?
I love these guys. I do, but I don't think me getting Will Shipley in the 19th round will change my life.
I don't think it will, but maybe it will. Maybe that will be the difference, and maybe you need to send Will Shipley a t-shirt of your fantasy football team. I think that'd be a nice touch. Eric in West Bend had a question for us on the Talk and Text line. Have you guys done a post-mortem on the reporting of the Parsons deal coming to Milwaukee to see who had the best intel? Eric, it's funny you asked that. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who had the best intel. All I know is that over the last couple of days, the reporting has been pretty concrete from a couple of different sources that the deal was agreed upon on like Tuesday. There was 2.5 to 3 days of negotiations with Mulugheta and the Packers once the deal was agreed in place too. Now, the interesting part of this is
that fired some of us in this room up, by the way.
Very much so. However, I know you got to get something to the finish line before you then send the text to all the insiders that they can go out there with it.
Right.
I just would have enjoyed if we knew that the steam was picking up locally, or we knew that the steam was starting to pick up nationally. Like, hey, Micah Parsons is this is actually a thing. This is a conversation, because apparently the Packers and teams had trade negotiations for like 3 or 4 months, little bits, conversations. You heard Brian Gutekunst on Friday night say, what I've learned about these deals is you got to get in early. You got to be in early. They asked how early that is. He smiled and said, early. So I don't know how long they've been having these negotiations for a trade. I do feel pretty safe in saying, sounds like the trade was agreed upon like 2 days before. Then they had 48 to 72 hours to hammer out a contract negotiation.
Yeah. It was embargoed.
Mulligata's pretty good on it. Yeah. And then once he sent out the text that you can co-sign me on it, that was when it was good. Hour number 3, going to be our best one yet. Parlay of the day coming up. Billy Edwards Jr. coming up in a half hour. Stay tuned. There's no BS on the game.
Oh, my goodness. A powerful run to the house under duress, and it's a safety.
The tradition of Badger football lives here.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Join us Saturday. Wisconsin hosts Middle Tennessee at Camp Randall. Our coverage begins at 1. Milwaukee's home for Wisconsin football,
Which is a good thing for the Badgers.
97.3 The Game.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
You ever hear a deal so good you think, what's the catch?
Yes, when I got a free gym membership, and the catch was I still had to go.
Well, right now, Capital is offering great financing, no catch.
No selling a kidney?
Nope, just easy financing and honest service during Capital Credit Days. Now through October 31st, air conditioners start as low as $65 a month, furnaces only $59 a month, or a complete system only $117 a month.
Capital, where you choose cool or cozy with no catch financing.
Call CapitalCares.com.
WRNW Milwaukee, available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 97.3 The Game, an iHeartRadio station.
I'm Taylor Bisciotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. After the trade that shocked the NFL, Micah Parsons practiced Monday for the first time as a Green Bay Packer. But his debut in Week 1 is still in question. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reports Parsons is dealing with a sprain in his back, but could play Sunday against the Lions with an epidural. Despite being sidelined most of camp with a back injury of his own, Matthew Stafford is expected to start Sunday against the Texans. Rams head coach Sean McVay said Monday his QB1 looks good at practice and is ready for Week 1. In other injury news, Dolphins running back Devon Achane practiced Monday for the first time in 3 weeks due to a calf injury and is expected to play Sunday against the Colts, barring any setbacks. And in his first year as a starter, Jaylen Warren is getting paid. The Steelers agreed to a 2-year extension with their new lead running back that includes $12 million guaranteed. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
As a fellow veteran, we understand what it means to serve on a team. A suicide on a team is devastating and a real risk for veterans. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out now. Reach out WIS.org for local resources available to you and your loved ones.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. 97.3 The Game.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
Need better sleep? This Labor Day weekend, upgrade to premium sleep at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with the perfect bed and get the rest you deserve. They make sleep easy.
Make 97.3 The Game your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Crab Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
You know, burnout happens everywhere. It does. It's tough when everyone at work is just begging for a day off. I think that's where the Brewers have maybe been for maybe a week or so now.
And he lines that one out toward left field. Churio's on the run. He won't get there. It's a one-hop off the wall. Marsh is to third. They're waving him home. Here's the throw by Ortiz. It won't come. The Phillies have taken the lead. Bader with his second RBI double of the day.
10-8 the final score. The Phillies beating the Brewers at American Family Field. Jacob Mizorowski had his ups and downs. Started well, then faltered in the fifth. In all, 4 1/3 innings. Gives up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 4, walked 1. Yeah, he needs a day off too.
Everyone needs it. I think it's just, it's a grind going through these, 19 games, right? Something like that. So it's, it's a long stretch and, everyone's going to enjoy the off day.
And Miz has struggled in the last couple of starts too. His ERA has ballooned up to 4.5.
Well,
And
it's the big inning, right, guys?
Yeah, it's the one big inning. It's been his bugaboo ever since he started, and it's pretty clear that that's going to be the one thing to get over. Much like many young pitchers,
of course,
right? Like this was where I was hearing a little bit of the back and forth that Zabe and Butch were having this morning about him going into the bullpen, and Murph did yesterday say we are training him to be a starting pitcher, 1,000%. He can be a phenomenal starting pitcher long term. But for you into October, there's no way you can trust him for 4 or 5 innings. I think they know that. I think they're operating somewhat as such. But many great pitchers, I've looked at a couple that the Brewers had in 2018, went on to be phenomenal starting pitchers.
Great point, yeah.
Maybe their best contribution, especially into playoff baseball, was them as a bullpen pitcher in Burns and Peralta and Woodruff. So I don't think it's a damnation on Mizorowski's career if you're like, listen, you know what you might be really good at? Getting 6 outs for us.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to do it at home, Doug, because I'm not going to put a couple of things out there. I'm not going to let him be upset about the mound.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm pitching him in October, I'm pitching him at American Family Field because he seems very, very happy with that situation. I'm pitching him for no more than probably 3 innings one time through the order. And then I'm flipping to a left-hander because I want to take advantage of him bringing absolute gas from the right side to, I don't know, Jose Quintana lofting in a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from the left side.
Yeah.
that's kind of the way that you manipulate your pitching staff. That oftentimes spells whether or not you're going to go far in the playoffs or not.
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of teams did that with a young guy that was going to be great.
Yeah,
Cardinals used to do it all the
five-
time.
Nolan Ryan in
that's a great-
69
yeah,
with the
it's-
Mets.
Yeah, it's a great point. And Nolan Ryan in 69 couldn't find the plate with a roadmap at times, though.
That's
too.
true. Right.
So
Like Mizorowski at times.
yeah, at times. You're also looking at a guy who caught a lot of flack from a lot of people for being named an all-star 5 starts into his career, and now kind of on the backside of that, it's like, oh, maybe he's not.
Again,
Yeah.
expectations.
The Phillies were
Yeah.
waiting for their opportunity.
Of course they were.
Right? I mean, especially they did kind of started the Manfred deal of the
Yeah.
get the bleep out of our locker room. Like Philadelphia was waiting for their opportunity at Mizorowski, and they got it yesterday.
Also, is anyone sure that Brandon Marsh killed us, by the way? Is anyone sure that he's not Jason Worth?
I have seen both of them play at the same time. That's the only reason why
It
I'd say
just
no.
evolved. Phillies, lanky slugger with a monster outdoorsman beard.
Yeah.
Just evolved into Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, but Marsh's as a long-haired guy might be the grossest hair you've ever seen.
Charlie Blackmon was pretty bad too.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty, raggedy, nasty hair.
It looks like eternally greasy.
Oh my
like
gosh.
wrestlers are impressed as to how he keeps that wet the whole time.
Wet. I'm like, why is your hair this wet? Like,
I'm interested to know if he does. Well,
okay, fine. Yes.
Excellent use of
It
the
was a
pause button there.
moment.
Thank you. But yeah, professional wrestlers are amazed at maybe he hits it with a little bit of spray water. The beard is gross, but yeah, very much Jason Worth-esque, and he is a frustrating cat out there.
He is.
They seem like the same player too. Like, you know what I mean?
Kind of are. Yeah.
Today, the rare scheduled Tuesday off. The Brewers and Phillies resume tomorrow night at American Family Field. So it's not often that you start a series, then have a day off, and then resume the series the next day. That doesn't happen very often, except for the first week of the season.
I was going to say,
season.
opening day is like the only one I can think of.
But that's what they call the built-in rainout day because there's so much bad weather early in the season. Doesn't make any sense when they do that when there's
Gotta
stadium
build in
that
a
has
rainout
dome.
day here. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you don't need a rain. I mean, yeah.
No, it's a weird, it was an oddity when I saw it in the schedule. However, the Brewers wish they did it like 3 times before this.
Sure, they did.
I think they're going to be very, very happy whenever this day was going to come. I think the stranger one is 2 3:10 midweeks first
That's
pitches.
weird too. That is weird
Thursday
too.
being a 3:10 first pitch makes zero sense.
think that's the weirdest one.
You could almost excuse the holiday because holidays are weird.
Holidays are weird. So I didn't think much of yesterday being a 3:10, but the Thursday one.
Yeah, a 3:10, a day off, and then another 3:10. Very weird.
And we're going to Pittsburgh, right? So it's like why
And I wanted to go to the game after the football feast or before the football feast coming up on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
But we can't because the game starts at 5.
No, you can't do it.
Meanwhile, if you're doing any scoreboard watching in Chicago,
Swing and a liner down the left side. Fair ball. Ball game. Cubs win. Tyson Kelly, what a game.
then they played that stupid song.
Which is really catchy, and I hate it. Like, I hate how catchy that song
I've
is.
always felt the same way, Billy. It's
sadly a good song.
It stinks how good it is.
You're saying it's the O Canada of fight songs in Major League Baseball?
Well, Canada's a ripper. Get out of here.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad about saying that.
Okay.
I
but
cheer.
Glory Days is better.
Some people
for
cheer against
respect
Canada. I
to the
don't.
song.
I don't cheer against Canada. I love Canada.
Unless
Canada's
we're playing
beautiful.
them in hockey, of course.
All right. Oh, Canada or Freebird? Which one's better?
They're totally different.
They're both
songs.
bangers.
They're totally different.
Freebird, 100%
Listen,
better.
you're
Let's
Canada
be honest
slaps.
here.
Don't
It's
get me
Freebird.
wrong.
Thank you, Dave. This kid wants to say, "Oh, Canada."
But if it's Canada versus Team USA, I'm going red, white, and blue, baby.
You give me both to click on YouTube. I'm clicking on Canada. Probably it's shorter. It's I'm just saying. I'm just giving you reality of it. That's just the truth of it. Yeah, the Go Cubs go stinks, but it's actually. I wish we thought of it first.
Go Brewers.
Go Crew, go Crew, go. I would have come up with this whole thing.
Doesn't seem to slap the same.
Maybe it doesn't.
There's
Glory
Brewers
Days,
Fever from
though.
1978 that we could re-rack.
I love Brewers Fever. I think I got the record.
Turning up the heat.
Somewhere. I think I had the record my dad had.
Of course you did.
What was tough about yesterday too was it right about 4:00. You're thinking we're going up 7.5 games. That was for me the toughest part. I mean, the Cubs are down 6-1. We just went up 5-1 at the time, and I'm thinking this is gonna be a banger of a Labor Day.
And then simultaneously, the games get tied at 6-6, and then all of a sudden,
Terrible.
boom.
That's what a pennant race is all about.
Oh, it's fun.
Terrible. Yeah.
Dougie, it is. Like, it is a good time. Craig Counsell said it a number of years ago when he was managing the Brewers. you'd have to be blind to not know what's happening out there, right? Like we're sitting in the dugout.
Yeah.
They update the scores right in
Yeah,
front of us.
we don't watch the scoreboards. Okay.
But it's right in front of us. So we know what's happening.
Yeah.
And you don't manage differently for it. However, maybe your reaction is a little bit different. What did you take of the manager's reaction yesterday? Because Murph said preseason, I gotta be better with umpires. Like he said it on that. He said it on the podcast with Hosmer and Moustakis.
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I gotta be better with umpires. I got thrown out of 7 games.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about the check swing specifically in the ninth? Yeah. I mean, what are you
Second
going to?
ejection of the year.
Yeah. Maybe. Listen, sometimes managers get run for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's to fire their team up. Sometimes they're really mad about something. I think that's something that, I think everything in baseball should be reviewable. Everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that.
So was it a missed call? Sure. But you also gave up 10 runs.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Like it did feel more to the start of it where not like Murph predetermined he was going to, but as the game is going, as frustrated as he's like, this might be a time where might not be a bad time to get run.
Every manager picks and
Ricky
chooses
Weeks
their
was
spots.
about to get himself run too.
If you're a manager and you don't get run from a game, and now it's gotten a lot better because replay is taking a lot of that out of the equation.
Yeah.
You can't really chirp as much as you used to when you can just say, put the headphones on and then they'll take a look at it in New York. So that's cut down on the ejections. But if a manager goes an entire season without getting tossed, he's probably not doing something right.
They might not be doing something right. I did like Murph giving a couple of Harmon Sarians from the dugout yesterday where all of a sudden questionable call from Alan Porter behind the dish.
Come on.
All you see the camera pan over to Murph and there's a couple, come on, Alan, tighten up.
Just so angry, and using his first name absolutely is a big one for me and him. I was not happy with Alan Porter yesterday a little bit, but you know what? The check swing wasn't his call. I guess it could have been on the base, and I don't know. It was just frustrating, but you can't say that's the reason the Brewers lost. I don't want to use that as an excuse. Didn't help, but yeah.
No, I mean, if you give up, listen, anytime you give up 8 or 10 runs,
you gotta
you don't necessarily deserve air quotes to win a ball game. But next year, I think it's going to be a lot different when all anybody has to do, for a called strike, not necessarily a check swing, is just tap your head. Let's take a look at it.
I'm also excited to see how it's deployed. Like, I can't wait for Joey Ortiz to try it in the 3rd inning. And he walks back into the dugout, and Murph grabs him by the shirt and says, brother,
what are you doing?
Never again.
I've got a taser over here, and I'm going to tase you if you do that again.
Well, it was like when Budenholzer, 30 seconds into a playoff game, was doing the one challenge that he did because Giannis told him to do it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, okay, Dougie, but again, it's Giannis doing it. We can allow Giannis to do it. When all of a sudden
Giannis told Bud to do it because the coach was the only one who could do the coach's challenge.
The problem is when insert random guy you've never heard of here. Aaron, don't call me Andrew Wiggins.
Right.
In the Western Conference Finals in Game 4. Review that. Brother, you're Aaron Wiggins. It's the second quarter.
That's my favorite thing too.
We're not going to review
A lot of guys just
so quit asking.
so indignant they dribble the ball off their foot. They're going,
I didn't do it. He touched it.
But
he touched it.
I just remember it was like 30 to 40 seconds into the game.
Into Game 5. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
And then with 2.5 minutes to go, they desperately needed a challenge and did not have one. And then quickly, 3 days later, he was relieved of his duties.
These things happen.
As the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Interesting how that happened.
Guys, Packers tweeting out organized chaos, a.k.a. the team picture's happening right now. Thoughts on team picture day?
Well, that's why everybody needed to get their numbers figured out.
Yeah,
got all our ducks in a row. Matthew Golden in a very large 0.
It looks like a big 0. No doubt about it.
He's a slender cat, though. Like, that's part of why I think the 0 looks, again, no pause, as large as it does. It's covering up the entire chest.
Yeah. And
the 1 looks very, very good on Micah Parsons, but the 0 filling out on Matthew Golden.
And it's cool they're sitting next to each other because they sit by number, obviously. So Golden next to Parsons. So picture day, always like a fun day.
Maybe that's why Matthew wanted to do that. He wanted to sit next to Micah.
That's it. That's what it is.
He wants to suck up to the new guy in town.
Totally.
That makes sense. They both played in Texas last year.
There's video of him dapping him up. They had a few words, but when you were playing, Billy, were you excited for picture day, or was it like, let's do something funny? Let's, like all the talking going on during the picture?
No. I mean, offensive linemen aren't good enough to mess around during picture day. Actually, the bad one for me was my senior year of high school. I had broken my foot the day before during practice and just did not want to admit to the fact that I had broken my foot. So your boy got all dressed up in pads, in cleats, walked down to picture day,
get a picture taken
with the broken foot, went back into the trainer. I'm like, hey, can I get this taped up for practice? He goes, no. There's no tape job that's going to work on this thing. That's broken. You're going to have to go get an X-ray, and it's going to be.
But you know what? Now history is going to remember you were on that team. You didn't want to miss picture day.
You're damn right.
You didn't want to miss.
You're damn right.
I totally get. I know that feeling. You did not want to miss picture
because your
day.
boy had a cowboy collar up.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah,
I like
that.
Looking
good. Was looking massive. No pause. I like that. That was definitely helping out on the camera look there. Imagine seeing this pic in March. Said Matt Schneidman of Matthew Golden sitting next to Micah Parsons, and they're both in Packers jerseys.
Yeah,
that is a good backdrop to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Before we would have started the draft show. Wow, fun thought.
Yeah,
Dougie, always appreciate it.
Thanks,
we are going
boys.
to talk to Billy Edwards coming up here in about 15 to call it 17 minutes.
I look forward to that conversation
when he joins. We're excited to hear an update from him. We're going to hear an update from the head coach as well because he's talking right now. Optimism feels a little bit better. Do we feel a little bit better about a week and a half? Or a week from Saturday after what Kalen DeBoer's squad did on Saturday against Florida State?
Yeah, I think so because Alabama ain't Alabama anymore. At least that's what it
seems like.
It looked like it.
Seems like it. So that's what we call an opportunity game. So when it was first put on the schedule a number of years ago that Wisconsin was, they're going to have the home and home. Obviously, they played last year at Camp Randall, and this year they'll play at Bryant-Denny. It's one of those ones that you're like, well, are we sure we want to do this? And now it's like, yeah, let's bring it on. Let's do this. Let's see what we got because Alabama, maybe they're taking a step down. I can't imagine that it'll be a permanent step down, but we'll see.
Yeah, listen, that was I don't care who's coaching. You got guys tapping out and loafing like the Crimson Tide did late into that game at Florida State. That's a tough look for anybody. You also then are the guy coming in, filling in right after maybe the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah,
that makes it exponentially harder.
Not
like
easy
think
for
about
anybody.
the best coaches of all time.
Yeah,
they leave cupboard bare. Nick Saban
because they know when to go.
They know when to go. Nick Saban leaves.
Yeah.
Team in a one-score game in one of the best games of the year in the semifinal against the eventual national champion.
Right.
Like they were stacked, ready to go, ready to run, ready to roll, and he comes in and wait, you missed the playoffs, and then this is what we get in year two. Whew. That's tough for Kalen DeBoer. It was already, Dougie, going to be a very, very difficult position to walk into.
Impossible, because when you've got somebody who already has a statue outside of the stadium,
right,
and has already all of those pelts on a wall,
and
but
still has an office right there.
And still, that's the really hard part, is because he's still got an office. He's still looming. He's on College Game Day now every week,
and he's awesome at it.
And he's fantastic at it. But you're taking over for a legend. And when Kalen DeBoer came in, he wasn't someone who was necessarily familiar. I mean, everybody's familiar with Alabama, but he was also the hot coaching prospect at the time for what he did at Washington. So, I mean, when he came in, I think it was with the NIL, which is one of the big reasons that Nick Saban decided that he was going to retire, because that was starting to explode. They wanted somebody who was younger, somebody who, quote unquote, got it. And it's a harder pull than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be.
It's hard because
the number one job right now for college athletic directors and coaches, still you got to coach the team, but you got to raise money though too. And some guys are just better at it than others. I think Nick Saban would be phenomenal at it. I just don't think he wanted to do it.
No, and listen, Nick Saban, 70 plus years old. He's not dealing with that anymore. And I thought the transition of power was going to be difficult, not only because, like you mentioned, he was one of the hot names, was Kalen DeBoer.
Sure.
But he was also an outsider to the SEC. And like, if there's any league where that stuff matters more than it probably should, it would be in that league.
Well, yeah, because when Saban was hired, he was the guy who would, after his stint with the Dolphins, or before his stint with the Dolphins, he won a national championship at LSU.
So he was an SEC guy. It was
an SEC guy once you're in. Yeah.
He understands what's going on here.
When Kirby Smart gets hired at Georgia, he's
very
been at Alabama. Like, rarely you walk into that league without having history in that league. Kalen DeBoer did, and he had to follow up a legend. Ooh, that's a tough deal.
It's very tough.
We do have an update from Luke Fickell, who's speaking right now. This courtesy of our friend Nick Osen, writes for 24/7 Sports. The quote from the head coach: "I don't believe that Billy will be playing this week." That's the part in quotations. He
Against
said, "I don't
Middle
believe
Tennessee.
he'll be playing. Hasn't practiced. So Danny will be the starter in that case, and Hunter would be the backup, that being Hunter Simmons, the transfer from, I believe, Southern Illinois. And then Danny O'Neal will be in starting from San Diego State." I thought he played with some moxie. We got to get the young man to slide. He's a little too small to not be sliding. However, I like the courage. I like the tenacity.
Exactly.
Danny, I want you on the field. So let's tuck that thing under, kick that foot up a little bit, and you're going right into second base every once in a while. But I'm excited to be able to hear from it, and I'm very, very excited for hopefully Billy Edwards to shed some positive light on his injury coming up in about 12 minutes from right now. Dougie, always appreciate it, man. You ready for Sunday?
I'm more than ready for Sunday.
Let's go, baby.
Let's fire up.
Let's go. Let's fire it up.
I'm ready to go. It's been a long off season. Every off season is long. And once you get to strap it up for real,
yes.
Now this Micah Parsons thing is, got everybody excited. Let's do it.
I'm also excited. You got that UW Oshkosh Titans on. I'm excited for Saturday when the Oshkosh Titans start kicking off. My man, Coach Jennings up there hit me up, said he's very excited about the team. I said, Coach, you've never told me when you're not excited about the team. But I know you're very excited to kick this thing off. You're hitting me up 4 days away from the season. Appreciate it, Dougie.
Love it. Thanks, boys.
That is Doug Russell, Love Muscle, hanging out with us here on No BS. Before we get to Billy Edwards, we can't corrupt him with this. We can't be doing any of this nonsense when he's on the radio.
Right.
So we need to have our fun, our victory, and our winner at the Potawatomi Sportsbook in the parlay of the day right now on No BS.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
And to be quite honest with you, pretty wide open on where we can go on the parlay of the day here today.
Absolutely.
Because for the last 3 weeks, it's been pretty baked in. We're going Brewers, and we're doing some kind of Brewers-centric same game parlay. Brewers don't play here today. Wide open on where we can roll on the parlay of the day.
A lot going on today.
There's also no football.
No football, but you have MLB, you have Eurobasket going on. I know you were following that to make sure Giannis wasn't playing.
The only thing I want to know about Eurobasket is when Grease is out.
I don't know when they're out, but if he's not playing, does it matter?
It doesn't really matter, but I want that. I want them out so then it doesn't matter how many more times I have to wait for my man Harris to tweet it out.
I get it.
That he is not going to be playing.
Yeah, I get it, Billy. I know. You and Trey agree on that. Don't like that he's playing, but it is happening today.
Well, I'm not even that upset because he hadn't been playing. The little knee discomfort.
Yeah.
Let's see that knee discomfort. Get ourselves right into training camp. All right. And then all of a sudden that clear up because you sleep on a bet of money. Let's do that and get him out of there as quick as possible.
Play the big games. He'll play the big games if it ever comes down
Yusuf
to it.
Nurkic was very happy that Giannis was not playing.
Yusuf,
Did you see any of that?
I honestly didn't.
Nurkic saying...
you asked me if I watch Eurobasket?
No, you're missing Nurkic apparently throwing shade at Giannis. Saying like, not that hard to defend.
You're on top of it here. Let me see.
So it's not that hard to defend.
Well, some people have...
And then had to quickly...
lob those accusations toward him.
Pro backpedal himself and be like, no. Hey, whoa, hey, that's not what I said. I said you got to stop him in transition. Then you can slow down because he doesn't take a whole lot of shots outside. He tried to walk himself back.
I said you can't stop him. You have to stop and try and stop the players around him.
Yes, you got to stop the players around him. Yeah, he stepped quite a bit in it there very, very quickly. And
the wall is
himself really right back.
The wall has somewhat been effective over the years, but his mid-range has gotten a lot better, as we know, Billy. So I don't think it's
all right, parlay of the day, bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. We're taking the Toronto Blue Jays on the road against the Cincinnati Reds. Now, the Reds are still fighting, scrapping, and clawing for their spot into a wild card berth. Going to be tough because they were a half game back. They have slid right down the dinosaur. They've lost 7 of their last 10. And they're now 4 games back of this New York Mets with about 23 odd games to play.
Yeah, it's right there for them, but they haven't taken advantage.
It gets worse because the Toronto Blue Jays roll in there here today. Barrios on the mound. Give me the Blue Jays money line here today. Leg number 1 of the parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, and bet above the rest. Into leg number 2. St. Louis Cardinals fans hating being at Busch Stadium.
They don't want to be part of it.
No one's going.
No.
You want to talk about a place that might be an absolute ghost town tonight?
Bad year for it to be a Cardinals fan.
Tuesday night, Cardinals A's.
The A's, baby.
I mean, if this is not ticketed to break the record that they set last week for the lowest attendance at Busch Stadium ever, give me an opportunity for it to happen again here tonight, and give me Nick Kurtz. Maybe the best rookie hitter we've ever seen. I mean, that guy is just blasting bombs left and right.
He's a monster.
Give me the A's money line against the Cardinals later on here today with Severino on the bump. Going up against Michaelis, who's been kind of brutal all year long. Minus 104. Also getting some good juice here.
Yeah,
and being able to put a nail into that coffin of the St. Louis Cardinals fan base and just hating Ali Marmol and company. And
looking for the under on attendance there, not available.
I was.
Not available.
I want to find any different prop bet to be able to dunk on the fact that nobody's going to those games. I mean, it is just a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. I think the other beautiful thing to witness is Houston Astros beating the New York Yankees here tonight. When we were hanging out with our friend Wayne Larrabee up at the Perch during training camp all month of August, he was pretty adamant. Yankees are missing the playoffs.
He kept saying it.
I don't know if he is right on that statement because they have they're comfortable leading the wild card.
They're going to be
comfortable leading the wild card. But if Wayne's going to be right,
he wants to make that statement.
They got to start dropping a couple more games. Framber Valdez going up against Max Fried tonight. Under might be the play in this one of 8. However, we're going to go with the home team. We're going to go with the Astros. We're going to go plus 670 on the money or on the odds here, the parlay of the day. Money line parlay, Blue Jays, A's, and Astros today. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. Still a couple more days to be able to get your fantasy football draft locked in, but it's going very quick at Potawatomi.com/sportsbook. And make sure to get there throughout the month of September. Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursdays. You can win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward play, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. Are you ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More information online, Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play. Billy Edwards Jr., quarterback of the Wisconsin Badgers, going to join us on the other side. When can we expect to see him back in action? How is he feeling after a victory in week number 1, 17-0 over Miami? How's that knee feeling? How's the lower body? And how is morale inside the Wisconsin Badgers program after getting a win in week number 1? Middle Tennessee on the docket in the sites coming up for Saturday. Billy Edwards, quarterback of your Badgers, joins us on the other side. This is No BS with Billy and Sarian on the game.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Now they count.
Steps up, quarterback draw. He's to the end zone. Touchdown! Jordan Love calls his own number.
The Packers kick off the season Sunday against the Lions.
He looks, he waits, he's hit. He's sacked. Jared Goff goes down, back inside the 20-yard line.
Doug Russell is live from Lambeau with the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest pregame show at 11. Kickoff at 3:25 on your home for the Packers. 97.3 The Game.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit TremfyaRadio.com.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Cheer on the Packers as they take on the Detroit Lions at Lambeau this Sunday, September 7th, 3:25 p.m. kickoff. Grab your friends and head to Maddie's in New Berlin, Knuckleheads in Eagle, Carly's in Pewaukee, or Hot House in Menominee Falls for Miller Lite specials and promotions during all Packers games. Miller Lite. Tastes great, less filling. It's Miller time.
Go, Pack, go! Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Reamer Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Reamer Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wisconsin. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Follow us on Instagram at 97.3 The Game.
It's the best place to keep up with Milwaukee sports.
Pre-game and post-game videos and plenty of other stuff. Follow us now, 97.3 The Game on Instagram.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. Then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Make 97.3 The Game your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app. Powered by Gruber Law.
One call, that's all.
Injured?
Remember, one call, that's all.
Welcome back. It's The Game. Billy and Sarian with you. The show is No BS, and that song always rocks Camp Randall Stadium, and it's always better when the home team is victorious. 17-zip was the final this past Thursday night. Now joining us on the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. This man started the game and finished it hanging out with his teammates on the sidelines. He is Billy Edwards, Jr., quarterback for your Wisconsin Badgers. Billy, man, I'd be remiss to say, as you walk by me on the sidelines on Thursday, I was worried about you. I know Badgers fans have been worried about you. It sounds like some optimism at the moment, but I'd be remiss to ask how we feeling mentally and physically, because I can only imagine the last 72 to 96 hours have been a frustrating one, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm good. Like always, appreciate you guys having me. Physically, I'd say I'm pretty good. I think I've definitely, gotten a lot better over the last 72 hours. So all that stuff's going in the right direction. Mentally, I feel like, I'm good. Just, telling myself, kind of trusting God's plan and also realizing the opportunity I have, still currently to kind of be a leader and help guys like Danny out and, still have a voice on the team and make sure, kind of my impact's heard and my voice is heard over the next, couple of practices. So, it's been all good. It's definitely frustrating, but that's a game of football. So just, taking kind of everything with, as it comes with a grain of salt, and just continuing to maximize whatever, opportunity I have. And in this case, to be a little bit more vocal this week and help those guys out. I'm trying to just maximize. So it's been good. Obviously maybe not what we want it to be, but the situation is what it is. So just trying to go about it as best as possible, attack my rehab, help these guys out, make sure, they're ready to roll and keep it pushing.
If everything went according to plan, there would be no drama. There'd be no fun. Well, it wouldn't be nearly as good for us, Billy. I don't know that we'd have as many people calling and talking, and listening to us if everything just went according to plan. Obviously, it doesn't. But when it goes down on Thursday night, you talked about being a leader. You talked about your voice being heard and the importance of leadership in that moment. Seeing you rallying the troops and being on the sidelines and chirping during timeouts and everything, I think Badgers fans really appreciated. I can only imagine your teammates loved it and gave them a sense of confidence with you on the sideline. At what point did it go from, all right, I know what happened to me, but now I need to be there for the boys? Because that's got to be a quick flip. How quickly did that mindset for you change?
Yeah, probably maybe 10 minutes once, I walked back into the locker room and they took a look at me. Then it was like, all right, well, what can I do right now? There's questions that we're answering there. There was maybe some stuff we were still having to figure out where it was like, all right, we're sitting here at halftime. It's, it's opening night. It's Thursday. We're up 3-0. We're in the situation we're at. So, very quickly I was like, hey, can I take my pads off and get in the locker room and get with these boys? And then just getting back, like you said, kind of the opportunity to be back out there on the sideline for the second half and, getting the opportunity to be around them. Like it was a quick switch, but I don't think it was, it was just me kind of understanding, what role I had at that point and trying to embrace it. And like you said, make sure those guys that were out there in that huddle, whether it was offense, defense, the kickoff team, whatever it was, were ready to roll. So it was a quick switch, but it, wasn't anything too crazy. I was just happy to be out there and support my guys and make sure, we were able to take care of business week one.
Billy, a fantastic attitude. I think it's a great way to approach it. Clearly you're about the positive mentality, the right stuff, but I'd like to, I would think that even for the most positive guys in that moment, there has to be a little bit of a scariness to what's going on. It's the first game, you put so much into the season. Do you think all you've been through in your college career, getting to this spot has helped you to respond in the best way for this type of situation?
Yeah, 100%. I think, like we've talked about before when I've been on here with you, is as a younger player, I was put around some really, powerful guys, whether they were really good players, really good leaders. So kind of the experiences I've had from being able to watch them as a younger player to obviously as my career has panned out, there's been adversity and, definitely every season, but almost probably every game you can look at of if there's, injuries, we're down, we're up, whatever it is. So yeah, I think all those experiences kind of helped me to, where yeah, in this experience or opportunity I had on Thursday, like I think a lot of it comes down to, my relationship with these guys of, yeah, it's a little bit scary. Is it upsetting maybe for the first 5-10 minutes when I was walking off the field? Yeah. And then, the flip goes of, okay, now how can I be here for these guys? How can I help them? How can I lead them? How can I have some sort of positive impact on them for, the remaining 35 minutes of the game? And then, we get into the next week and maybe that role changes and we continue to adapt and roll with that. But yeah, I'd say definitely all my experiences, right? All the, the goods, bads, the uglies, whatever I've kind of had to go through throughout my career has gotten me to this point, has, allowed me to have the career up until this point and the mindset and the wins and losses and everything that comes with it. So yeah, definitely embracing that. And just, like I said, I've always used the kind of buzzword of opportunity. And, that was a different, maybe an opportunity I didn't want to be in, but it was an opportunity I had in front of me on Thursday and, just trying to make the most of it. And then, like I said, however that opportunity changes, we continue to adapt with it. We roll and, we make sure whether it's getting myself ready, getting some other guys ready, I do what I have to do to kind of help the team and, for the betterment of the team.
All right, Billy, final thing here on this one, because then we're going to get to Danny O'Neil, who you're going to help me on something because we need to get Danny O'Neil sliding. My man was showing some real moxie, but we need to get 18 to slide every once in a while. At what point for you, though, was the worst possibility ruled out? What was it? Was it early there on Thursday night, or was it the next day where it's like, okay, the worst possibility is out of the equation. Now we have to figure out when I can get back onto the field and how I can help this team in 2025. When was the worst possibility ruled out?
I would say the worst possibility was ruled out pretty quick. I felt, I think a lot of you guys, I know people saw me running around, jumping around the sideline. I think the worst possibility was gone probably within 10, 15 minutes of it. And then after that, it was, getting some more specific questions answered, trying to figure out, all the information that we had to figure out. And then it goes from there. So it was ruled out pretty quickly. And then, like you said, whatever the plan changes, whatever, kind of comes our way, we adapt and we roll with it.
Well, that's got to give you some peace of mind when you get out onto the sidelines. Billy Edwards Jr. hanging out with us here. Phenomenally mature young man that we're being able to talk to and get to know, and we really appreciate the time, dude, in terms of a very topsy-turvy week. Now, I mentioned Danny O'Neil, mentioned I want my man to slide a little bit. What did you think of Danny getting thrust into the moment? He loves to run. He likes to put that head down. What did you see from him into his first opportunity there on Thursday night?
Yeah, just the confidence and the poise. I know, when we talked kind of as a quarterback room right after the game, Coach Guyton, right, talked about, he's like, I live that as my career. Coach Guyton was saying how, a backup for probably a little bit longer of his career. And, as a backup quarterback, which I was in that shoes once too, you're one play away. So really just to see kind of the poise, the confidence, right? I didn't get to see maybe the first couple plays when he was out there, but then going back and getting to watch the tape and seeing kind of the plays he made when he had the opportunity to make them, he didn't flinch. He didn't flinch. And that, I've been in that situation before. I've, had probably multiple, numerous opportunities to go in when maybe the starter gets banged up for a play, for a half, whatever it was. And so to see him come out there and kind of had that no flinch mentality, definitely, made me feel a little bit better. And I think that's, goes back to kind of the room as a whole, the quarterback room as a whole, of what Coach Guyton preaches and how we all kind of hold each other to a standard in there. And, Danny and Hunter and all these guys, we were all learning the offense together, right, in January. So kind of we've all learned it together. And yeah, am I older? Have I played a little bit more than some of these guys? Sure. So there's things that maybe I know and maybe I've seen that they have not yet in a game. But really the across the board kind of help we're able to give each other with learning the offense and kind of, hey, this is how we go about things. Or, hey, if we have a long play in the huddle, like I'm saying that thing and I'm making sure I'm out of the huddle by 20 because I know, we have 15 more seconds of operation that needs to go. All that little stuff that we can help each other with. I think, he helps me just as much as, I help him or I've helped him. So to see him kind of go in there and have that no flinch kind of reminded me of old young Billy the Kid. Like that's, that's what we prepare for. That's what he prepares for. That's what he's trained to go for. So it was definitely, with however, whatever my feelings were at that time, it definitely made me feel a little bit better and confident of like, I see this every day in practice. I know he can handle it. I know he can go out there and run the offense and be explosive and make plays. So now, over these next 45 minutes, how can I help him? And, what if it's talking to him between every drive, if it's not talking to him at all, kind of getting that feel for, the same thing he does for me when I'm out there and he's, backing me up.
Can you give any context, Billy, to how difficult that is to like Coach Fickell said, Billy probably took like 15% of the snaps, right? Like Billy was working all of these snaps, 85% of them. Danny got probably 15% of the snaps during the week. How difficult that is to, you said it, you're one play away. That is a great cliche and a great thing to remember. However, a lot more difficult to operate under that mentality and the thought process. Just how difficult is that to train yourself like a starter, knowing you very much might not see the field at all if everything goes to plan?
Yeah. It's definitely, I don't want to say it's hard. It's definitely unique. It's a unique shoe to be in, right? And I think, very similar to Danny, I obviously can't speak for everything that's going through his head, but when I was a young player, like as a backup, when maybe you don't get a lot of reps and you still have to find a way to prepare is, the pressure of, I don't want to let my guys down. Like, I may be the backup quarterback and I may play one snap this game. I may play 100. I don't know. But in that off chance of if I do get a lot of reps, I'm always going to be ready. And I think, like I said, ever since we've all came in January, kind of a revamped quarterback room, in there, plus Milos from last year, like we've all kind of approached the stuff the same way. And he's, he came over to my apartment, I think maybe Monday or Tuesday last week, and we sat there and watched film up on my TV, hooked the iPad up there. And like, so I know how he prepares, and I know that, even if you're not getting reps in practice, it is a little bit more difficult, to get those mental reps. But I know he was doing everything, and some of what he could do to be prepared, even though he wasn't getting, all those ones in practice. So it's different, but I think, you kind of figure out when you play this position and, at this level, you kind of got to do whatever it takes. And for different guys, it's different things. For me, I was always a visual guy. So drawing it up, seeing it, getting a chance to go walk through it by myself, it definitely, it doesn't get the job done in full sight as, someone that's getting all the reps, but it definitely, you make work with what you got. And then when the bullets come flying Saturday, you feel prepared, you feel good, you feel ready to go, you feel confident. And then that's the opportunity you get to cut it loose from all the, the work and practice you did leading up to that game.
Indeed,
better.
Indeed, Billy. And really quick, under the lights, Thursday night. It might not have looked like how you envisioned it, but it was still a win. It was still W. Camp Randall at night, jump around. What was it like taking all that in for your first experience? What did you think?
Yeah, God always has, a unique, a different way than kind of we intended on, how the plan's going to unfold. So, yeah, was I bummed I wasn't out there playing and wasn't out there getting to maybe experience in that sense? Yes, but I think maybe it was an offensive huddle or defensive huddle. It was a TV timeout break, and I was standing there probably right about the 25, probably a little too far out on the field. I think the refs were pushing me back with some of the receivers, just, getting a chance to make sure I soaked that moment up. And, like I said, maybe it wasn't in an experience where I, wanted to be in, but that was, definitely a cool experience. And, we got the best fan base in the nation. So to be able to experience that for the first time, I know, we'll have a lot more down the back half of the season where, my helmet will be strapped up and I'll be ready to roll. So for that, minute and a half when I was playing, I was just trying to soak it up and kind of capture that moment in my head and, make sure I don't forget that one. Cause the first one's always, one of the most special ones. So.
You're exactly right, Billy. It might not have been exactly how you planned. However, when your helmet's strapped up later on to the season, probably not going to be able to appreciate your defense dominating like that. Yeah. You got a better glimpse as 100%. To what your defense did. How good was that to be able to watch on Thursday?
It's about time. I've been going against them for 8 months, so I think the defense as a whole and myself were finally happy they got to go against someone else and get a chance to showcase, what they're all about and stuff. So it was good. It was fun. I know, they're excited for the next challenge this coming week, and we'll just look, as a team, as an offense, defense, special teams, as a whole, just to continue to stack them and continue to improve every week.
Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders are next up on the docket. 3:00 kick at the camp coming up on Saturday. Billy, appreciate the time, man. Thank you very much for your honesty. You're being able to come on here. Obviously, Indeed. It's a frustrating time. Very excited to hear that you're going to be able to be back onto the field at some point during the 2025 season. We look forward to it. Can't wait for it. All the best and heal up, man. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. See you soon. All Wisconsin.
We'll talk to you soon. Billy Edwards Jr. hanging out with us here, quarterback of your Wisconsin Badgers. Still listed as QB1 right now on the depth chart. That was put out earlier on here today. So, again, it's good news. Like Matt, Luke Fickell said he will not play this week. I would probably make sense. It's Middle Tennessee State.
Probably smart. Give him a rest.
All due disrespect.
Yeah, all due disrespect to Middle Tennessee State.
Nobody says that anymore. Like I feel like everyone says all due respect when frankly you're about to disrespect somebody.
That's what it basically is.
Why don't we just throw it in there? All due disrespect. 27.5 point favorites.
When you start with the all due respect, it means you don't want to give any respect.
That was like a great podcast name. All due disrespect.
All due disrespect.
That's a bad
be a good one.
Right there, Dave. I think you thought of it.
Or like filtered with Armin Sarian.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
right
against the
all
grain.
Agendas.
Yeah. Daunted.
With the grain. Yes. Daunted.
Yeah.
We can find a couple of good ones here.
Cliches with
Well, we're good at that one. 877-794-1973.
We need anyway. More podcasts in the space anyway.
That's exactly what the world needs. You know what the world needs more of? Mike Heller and Nick Brusewitz. That comes up in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll hand it off to those boys and set them up for success. But before we do that, we're going to do our closing ceremonies on the other side. It's no BS on the game.
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear. Because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Stay tuned and go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with a new way to enjoy our beautiful planet. Reduce your impact on the environment this fall by packing a waste-free lunch for school or work. Avoid foods with excessive packaging. Use reusable cutlery, napkins, cups, bags, and containers, and recycle or compost any waste when possible. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Thielman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is celebrating 96 incredible years of trusted service. Right now, get a $96 furnace tune-up, a deal as solid as our reputation. From top-tier equipment to expert installation, Thielman delivers comfort you can count on, backed by nearly a century of experience. But hurry, this limited-time offer won't last long. Visit ThielmanHeating.com to schedule your $96 tune-up today. That's ThielmanHeating.com. Comfort you can trust for 96 years and counting.
Hey, it's Brian Butch for Window Nation. Right now, this month, get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That's right. You could pay nothing until 2027. Here's the thing. You want to go to the hottest baseball team, the best baseball team in all of America? You could get 2 pair of tickets to an upcoming Milwaukee Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. So give them a call at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
If your bathroom is holding your Milwaukee home back from feeling complete, Bathfitter can help. Their seamless walls are made in-house, easy to clean, and built to last. And it's not cookie cutter. You design it your way with their simple online tool. Bathfitter focuses only on tubs and showers. No windows, no roofs, just fast, expert transformations. Right now, get 0% financing until 2030 or save up to $1,200. Call Bathfitter today at 262-524-8172. That's 262-524-8172.
Right now is the best time ever to buy a vehicle, and the Russ Darrow Group is leading the way with the lowest cost of vehicle ownership in history. Driving your dream car has never been more affordable. And here's the best part. They've got tons of pre-tariff vehicles in stock. That means you save big before incoming price hikes hit the market. Whether you're after performance, reliability, or something perfect for the family, they've got you covered at Russ Darrow with top brands like Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Mitsubishi, Honda, Mazda, Toyota, and Kia, plus a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles from every brand you love. Don't wait for prices to rise. Get the best value and selection before they're gone. Drive today, save tomorrow. Visit russdarrow.com.
People can't stop screaming about Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. And no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's frozen aisle and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian Holy Pepperoni Frozen Pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all this screaming is about.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Some patchy fog again this morning, then lots of sunshine, high near 78. Overnight tonight, we should get increasingly cloudy, but stay dry until after midnight, and then we get into some rain and thunderstorms for our Wednesday. Wednesday's high near 72. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by First Choice Heating and Cooling.
This heat is unbearable.
Keep your family comfortable with First Choice Heating. For a limited time, get $89 off your AC and heating tune-up. Milwaukee's trusted HVAC company, firstchoiceheating.com.
Did you know that every 65 seconds, someone in the U.S. is developing Alzheimer's disease and 1 in 3 seniors are dying of it or another dementia? University of Wisconsin-Madison researchers are trying to improve the lives of people affected with innovative treatments, early diagnosis, and comprehensive support for families and caregivers. Together, we can improve lives and build a future with Alzheimer's disease in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit goalsforacure.org.
Live from Milwaukee and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. 97.3 The Game.
Number 1 for sports and stuff.
No BS on The Game. Hanging out with you statewide all day long. It is one of our, listen, I say it's like the best thing to possibly be able to do. There's nothing more exciting than being able to sit around, as our friend Ted Davis used to say. He would say, we like to sit on our butts, eat pizza, and talk into microphones. Now, we don't always eat pizza. I think maybe we should.
I
We're
would.
presented by Palermo's Pizza.
I absolutely would do it.
I would definitely take that challenge of eating pizza every single day through the rest of the year while we do the radio show. But until that happens, we appreciate being able to interact, discuss our favorite team, talk about it, and also, Armin, in all reality, kind of talk about the golden age of our favorite sports teams in the state, right? Like, we just got to chop it up with Billy Edwards Jr. That young man has a phenomenal head on his shoulders.
Really does.
Him
Impressive.
at 23 years old.
Impressive kid.
And I think about what I was saying into a microphone at 23 years old. Stupidly, I was given a microphone at 23 years old.
To say you actually had one you were talking to.
Some of the stuff
You
I said
know?
was very, very dumb. Now, I don't know that I'm saying anything better at 31, right? Like, I still have not matured to that level. That young man is as dialed in as you can possibly have. Focused,
he's
driven,
impressive.
and consistent. I think that's the number one thing. And especially when you go through a trial like this, these are big deals, right? When you're knocked out of a game, your first game, third series in, you're waiting to be able to capitalize and take all this advantage and take the world by storm. And then but the comeback can always be better than the setback. A little bit of a setback here. But knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, he seemed very optimistic, and I, for one, loved being able to hear that from him.
He's about the right stuff, and you can tell, and you can see it on display. When adversity hit for him, it was about others. He was out there trying to lead his team on, trying to help, be there, lead, collaborate, anything he could for the betterment of his brothers. So that was pretty impressive stuff. And you can see what happens when the bottle's tipped over. You can see what happens when you can see what comes out, and that's true personality. Right
I also enjoy that we're
Character
getting.
revealed.
I also enjoy that we're getting aggregated.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, Edwards interview on the game. Physically, I'd say I'm pretty good. Gotten a lot better over the last 72 hours. Definitely frustrating, but that's the game of football.
We made it.
We're getting aggregated. Come on. We need more of that. 877-794-1973. The talking text line will not close. We'll hand it off to Mike Heller. He'll open it right back up after this. It's been no BS on the game.
Miss a second of today's show? Yes. Well, good.